All right. So are you playing the new Fortnite or no?
A little bit.
Are you liking it? They brought back what, Star lightsabers or what?
Yeah, so lightsabers are back, which are a pain in the fucking ass, but they're not OP anymore. Like you can definitely get your ass fucking shot with a lightsaber.
Have you got any victories or no?
Yeah, I've had a few actually.
Better than Ahsoka?
Yeah, better, definitely better than fucking Ahsoka. I'll say that much.
That's so harsh, dude. Yo, they just, you know what they need to do? They had the Force Ghost of Anakin come back. Dude, they should just do Jar Jar Binks, dude.
Might as well at this point.
Or what was that one dude that actually owned fucking Anakin Skywalker? The guy that's like, hey, everybody, Zandu or whatever. They should just have his fucking Force Ghost come back and be like, you owe me money, motherfucker. That would be, dude, Force Ghosts would be wild if they just had random like Force Ghosts everywhere. And what is up? Welcome back. It is Friday night. You are here live with the Average Boys podcast.
Yes, you
and
are.
It's me, Crispy, with our homie Brian D from New Jersey. What's up, brother? How you doing? Can you hear me? Brian.
What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? Right on my introduction.
Dude.
Right on my introduction.
Yo. How's it going, brother? How's it going?
Everything's great, dude. I can't complain too much, man. How about yourself? How's everything?
Good, man. I was telling you, the Valley got its first cold front yesterday, and the weather's down. It's nice. It's not hot today. I think it got up to maybe 91, 92, but it feels fresh. It feels nice and fresh. It feels like that October weather that we've been kind of waiting for. Thank God, the Valley is a hot fucking place to be. So, yeah, man. Yeah. What's the weather like over there where you're at? It's probably nice all the time now.
Right now it's about 70 outside, so it's like a really good night. And it was about 85, so it's still a little bit warm.
Okay, so you guys are getting that cool October.
Yo, yeah, dude, we don't really get winter weather until November, December now over here. Yeah.
What do you guys like October's like? What's the festives when it comes to all the Halloween stuff and all the people getting ready? Is it pretty nice, pretty festive? Do you have a lot of events that you guys go to out there or no?
Events? No. More like house parties where people just get shit-faced drunk in costumes, about it.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you're yeah, we just go party. We party hard out here. For us, it's kind of like I told you, it's very town like. So a lot of the cities will have a lot of vendors night pop-ups and city square kind of things. Very country kind of living. But of course, in the last several years, we've kind of got a little bit more civilized with some of the buildings and restaurants and things. So
civilized.
Yeah, civilized. We're not just villagers anymore, man. We got some shit going on. I've told you about the convention center that we have in McAllen, that it's kind of like the nice family organization area to be kind of like a fairgrounds.
Okay.
They are right now prepping for Christmas, which is I feel a little too early. But yeah, I drove by there today and they had a giant Christmas tree. They had
okay, so when is it too early to start getting ready for Christmas? That's a really good question.
I don't know, man. But Walmart keeps fucking with me about that. Every time Halloween comes up, there's already Christmas shit in the background. Did you notice that? You guys got Christmas shit already popping up in the background, next to the garden section and shit.
Bro, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, bro. I don't even remember the last time I went to Walmart. I avoid Walmart at all costs.
Damn, why? What's going on? You don't like it?
It's
Walmart, right?
It's Walmart. What the fuck is so cool about Walmart?
Yeah, I know, I get it. In a moment, I was yeah, I get it.
That's the one thing is because no matter who you're talking to, they all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's saying something.
It's the deep dark secret. We all know that Walmart's just Walmart.
Yeah, bro. So I'd rather go to a Target. I'm not bougie or anything, but
I would actually
go to a Target or something.
I don't know if it's like that in your area, but I miss the 24-hour Walmart. I miss the vibe of knowing that it's 24 hours.
You guys don't have that anymore.
Not anymore, dude. The coronavirus stopped all that shit down here. Like
So
literally,
the
there's
coronavirus is only awake until 10 p.m. Is that what the
I
problem
guess
is?
it's right. Walmart was like, yes, fuck these people, man. Fuck that 24 hours. Trying to save a buck. Get
Oh
that
shit!
7 hour gap right there, man.
No
Yeah, for
way.
some reason, all the Walmarts here, really, like almost every business, stopped being 24-hour, minus
Okay.
like Waterburger and of course gas stations.
You know
Like
what? I'm glad Whataburger is still doing that because
it's going strong, I guess. It was just
that
like
is like
viruses.
honestly, that is like the crown jewel for me. That is the crown jewel of Texas is Whataburger.
What was like okay, so you've been to Texas several times. Like, what's your favorite
I used to live in
Waterburger?
Texas.
Huh?
I used to live in Texas. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've been
Oh yeah,
there. I've
yeah.
been
You
there.
told me you used to live down here.
I've been there. I've been there plenty of times. And Whataburger
What was like
was
your favorite Whataburger meal? Like your favorite
um
burger, like you know what I mean?
I don't even remember. It's been a while.
You know what I mean?
It would just be I guess the double cheeseburger or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I did get hooked on when I was out there, and this is so disgusting now that I think about it. Um, Jack in a Box. It was their tacos. I don't know if they still have it, but it was like two
They
for a
still have
dollar.
them, dude.
Two
And
for a
they
dollar.
even sell them. They make mini ones now, dude.
Really?
They're like bite-sized tacos. It's fucking wild, bro.
Okay, am I a psycho for liking the
Nah, dude,
tacos
that's like quick
from
food. That's
Jack
like
in the
easy
Box?
shit. Nah, that's good. It's like Taco
Okay.
Bell. Like it's the same shit. Like you know what I mean? It's probably the same format or whatever. But like
Anyone in
for
the
some reason,
comments that's
Jack
judging
in the
me
Box
for
has fun.
liking Jack in the Box tacos, I'm
Nah, dude.
sorry. I'm sorry, but back
The
then
fucking
when I
egg rolls,
broke,
killer.
I was buying. It was two for a dollar, bro. So I was
Yeah, yeah. What can you go wrong with for $1, man?
balling out on
That is
tacos.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the good shit is like the egg rolls are badass from Jack in the Box and the curly fries. My favorite,
Yes,
like low down, straight up, the sourdough Jack burger is probably the best thing on that menu burger wise. I
1000%.
don't
And I
even
know
know
exactly what
what
you're
it is
talking
about
about.
that. I
Yes,
don't even know what it is about it, dude. Like it can't be just the bread. It's got to be like the LSD or something. Like
it's
they're
the
fucking
crack.
doing
It's the crack
something. Yeah,
that's
dude.
inside of it.
There's just
Yeah.
no way. There's no way it's always that good. Um so Waterburger in the last, like I would say like maybe 2 years, 3 years, started this thing called the Signature Series. And they brought back like all their specialty burgers, like the chili burger. That's one that a lot of people are waiting for. It just popped off right now. They
People
have a
are waiting for the
coleslaw
chili
burger.
burger.
Yeah, the fucking chili and Fritos and all that shit burger. And then they have a fucking they just released called the Southern Comfort Burger,
What
and
the
it's a
fuck is
fucking
that?
coleslaw burger. It's got
Wait,
coleslaw. It's a little weird.
are you a coleslaw
Oh
person?
fuck no, I'm not a coleslaw, but it's like psychopath shit. I'm not about that. That's
Who
gross,
the
man.
fuck eats coleslaw?
Cece, man. Cristela eats coleslaw.
It's
It's
snotty
weird, bro.
salad.
No, I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what it
It's
is.
I'm
It's
telling
like
you,
it's like someone put Miracle Whip in a fucking
slimy salad.
and like poured water on it and then fucking just dripped all the water on the
And
salad.
she
And
can
it's like,
just eat it just coleslaw.
she likes Cane's, right? Like the
Raising
chicken slice.
Cane's. Yeah.
And Cane's gives it as a side when it with its meal or whatever.
And she goes
And
straight for the
and
fucking
she'll just be like,
coleslaw.
"Oh, are you gonna eat your coleslaw?" I'll be like, "Fuck no, dude!" Like,
You
Kudo.
gonna eat your coleslaw?
Yeah, dude. Fuck no. You look at it like almost like an insult. You're like, "What the fuck?"
You gonna
Elizabeth,
eat your
don't you
coleslaw?
even
No
start
one
in the
in the
comment
history
section.
of humanity
Coleslaw is
has ever
delicious.
said, "Are you gonna eat your coleslaw?" Bro?
Ah, dude. Yeah, nah. You have that shit, dude.
Elizabeth is definitely not with
It's like
this
war
one,
talk,
for
man.
sure.
You're in the middle of a fucking zombie apocalypse, and there's only coleslaw
Okay,
left.
listen,
I'm not surviving.
Elizabeth, what is so good about coleslaw? It's
What is
I'm almost ready to call you a psycho, but I don't want to do that to a
Yeah,
listener.
dude.
But what is so good about coleslaw? Like I don't get it. I missed
Like,
it.
okay,
I missed it.
Where do they get water mayonnaise from? Like, what the fuck is the water stuff, dude?
Like just
It's like
the
it's a white color.
consistency. The consistency of it is just it's weird.
Paper mache, dude. It's
Cabbage.
paper mache. It looks like it's like you're in your paper crafting and
It's
you put water and
watered.
glue and paper together, you blend it up and shit.
That's exactly what
That's
that's
what
like.
coleslaw is. It's just the fucking cabbage version of it. No, I
And they
can't.
just
I
throw
know
salad
it's
in it.
cabbage, but what's the watery substance on it? Like,
Ugh.
and why is it casually sweet? I don't want to say it's sweet. It's casually sweet. It makes you believe it to be sweet, but by the time you ingest it, the flavor's fucking gone. It's just weird cabbage reading.
Christella's gonna fuck us up knowing that we were fucking sitting here talking about her and her coleslaw habits and shit.
Don't even say it's whipped cream. Like, what do you mean whipped cream?
It's different if you make
'Cause that shit you put in your coffee. You ain't gonna put whipped cream on fucking cabbage. It's different. You make your
Listen,
own.
Elizabeth, this is not helping
Yeah, I'm
your
really.
cause here, man.
Beth.
We
I'm
love you. We
really.
love you nonetheless, whether
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
cabbage lover or not.
yeah.
But I
I'm
mean,
really
come
trying
on.
to. Can you imagine eating cabbage and whipped cream?
Listen, I can't talk. I was eating Jack in the Box tacos, so to each their own.
No,
But
Jack in the Box. Dude, look, watch. I always tell people if they have a taco sauce, it's okay.
that's all right. So listen, I should be able to feel that way because like I'm from the East Coast, right? So we have a few authentic Mexican restaurants where
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
some really good tacos. But
yeah.
out there where you guys live, you guys eating Jack in the Box tacos and Taco Bell tacos, that should be like against
That's a
religion.
fucking sin, right?
That should be like against religion. I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, but it's because prices, bro. You can't go wrong when someone makes street tacos and then they see the Austin prices and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make 7 tacos and charge you $14."
Yeah.
And then you go to fucking Taco Bell and it's like two badass like sinful tacos for $1. Like you can't beat that shit. Like you can't beat that. Literally, Taco Bell is what, beans and cheese. Like the Traffin African. That's got to be wrong hole Rick, dude. That's got to be wrong hole Rick. The traffic. Yeah, yeah, that was his first name, wasn't it? I want to wrong hole Rick. You see the traffic in African?
I see it.
Yeah, I want to say that was his first screen name that he came in with before wrong hole Rick. I want to say, but Jack in the Box, bro, you really think they're bad? They can't be that. They're not that bad, dude. Okay, let me ask you something then, bro. Stripes burritos or the Taco Bell tacos?
What the fuck is Stripes burritos?
Oh, dude, you don't have corner store. What do you have for corner store? Circle K? You have anything like that up there? What are your corner stores like?
We have bodegas out here, bro. We have the poppies. We have the poppies. We have the Puerto Ricans that fucking make really good bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches.
Dude, you're gonna have to explain that shit to me because I saw the trailer for the fucking Ninja Turtles.
It's a game changer, bro.
But like the Ninja Turtles has it to where they're like, you gotta act like a New Yorker.
You guys have not lived if you have not went to a New York bodega
and order the bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yep, bacon, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese. Yes. You guys have not lived. You guys have not lived unless you have done that. Yes,
that makes a lot of sense. In the Ninja Turtles movie, there's a part where they're like, "We need you guys to act like you're from New York," and they're like, "Bacon, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese." And it's like, I was like, "What the fuck does this mean?" Yeah. But now you explaining it like that, it kind of makes sense. That's the equivalent to us in the Valley when we get our Q tacos at the Stripes. Like they have like a badass taco stand in the goddamn place. It's the best, dude.
There you go, Elizabeth. You have totally redeemed yourself, Elizabeth. And everything bagel with bacon, egg, and cheese. Yes, you can get that at over here. I'm not sure, but bagels are really big over here in Jersey. Like we pride ourselves on pizza and bagels.
Well, I mean, Elizabeth's up in San Antonio, so like I guarantee like the bagel stuff is probably like a little bit more of like the eccentric kind of like artisan style bread. Like they're making it like fresh, like right then and there. It's like really like the nuanced kind of stuff. I don't think we have a bagel shop down here yet.
But over here, if you go to like you can throw a rock and hit like a bagel shop or bagel store or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's breakfast sandwiches are really big over here. You have a night of partying, getting drunk. You have to get like a bacon, egg, and cheese. Or over here, we have something called Taylor ham or pork roll, whichever region of New Jersey you're from. You get that egg and cheese on a bagel or everything bagel, and that's like
you heard it here first, folks.
Perfect hangover. Fucking
anyone in the Valley that's heading up to New York or Manhattan or New Jersey, you know what to get, so you don't look like a crazy fucking tourist.
There you go. If you ever come to New York or New Jersey, bagels and pizza, that's what we're known for over here.
Church, man, church. That's awesome right there. That is awesome. I want to go back to Rick. The Traffic in African says Jack in the Box ultimate double bacon cheddar jack with extra jack sauce is fire though. I mean, it sounds pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds pretty fucking good. But Rick, how do you feel about the sourdough jack burger? Like straight up the sourdough jack burger by itself. And he says one thing for breakfast is daylight donuts. There are these cheese and sausage fired kalashkis that are fire. What do you think about that?
Daylight Donuts. I'm not a big donut fan.
Is that a place from up there or no?
Daylight Donuts? I've
Yeah,
never heard of them. No.
I've never heard of that place. It's probably San Antonio or something. I've never heard of Daylight Burgers. Oh well, cool thing. This week I had an interview today.
Okay. All right.
Popped
I
off.
like it.
Yeah, I got hit up by a graphics design shop in the local area. That pretty solid place, man. I had a really good time. Got to talk to the manager of all the graphics designers. Hit it off super good. Told him about current projects that I'm working on, and he was pretty impressed on my resume and and the fact that I do a lot of this like PR and media stuff. So not too bad. Not too bad. So that was pretty cool.
So
Sourdough jacks are fire. I don't know what it is, dude. I do not know what it is about the sourdough jack burger, but it is always so fucking delicious. And Elizabeth says, hopefully y'all will get an Einstein's. They're not too bad. Einstein's. I hope we get one soon, man. Literally, the only thing that's been popping up in the valley recently, and I don't know if it's like a trend. You guys can tell me if it's been like that in your area. Car washes and coffee shops. Are you guys? You're probably not getting that up there where you're at, right?
No,
Right.
but like over here, we've been getting coffee shops for
A
years.
long time, right? Like artisan
Yeah.
coffee shops, right? Like
Yeah.
the real like hipster kind.
Yeah.
That's starting to kind of like pick up. We got like recently like a Dutch Brothers and some other one. A Dutch Brothers is like a small chain.
Over here, I wouldn't say over the last 10 years, coffee shops, microbreweries,
Okay.
we're flooded with that. So if you want coffee, if you want
Yeah, easy to find. Easy to
if you
find.
want if you want beer, any type of IPAs or craft beers, car washes, I can't say too much. We've always had car
Central
washes.
Arkansas,
So
Central Arkansas.
yeah.
Nice, dude. What's something that you wish you had in your area when it comes to businesses?
We have everything.
Everything, right?
We have everything.
Yeah. See, like us, I
I'm
think
by
in the
New York,
valley-
bro. So like
Yeah.
it's a 20-minute ride.
Yeah,
from-
it's not even
from
you pretty much have everything. I think in the valley we just need more entertainment. And just more entertainment places like but I would kind of prefer like trails and shit like that.
I have that
Like
over here
nature
too.
stuff. Yeah, we don't
We have
really have much
mountains.
of that since it's all
We
flatlands
have
here.
mountains, yeah.
So yeah, but going back to what I was saying, I had a job interview today. It went really good. The week was pretty cool, very nice, very chill. Just maintaining, just loving the weather. We had David from the Collectors on the show yesterday. Today they had David Trosco at the shop. Tomorrow he's going to be at the sports show that they're doing with Kane and all those dudes here. So that's popping off this weekend. So other than that, man, nothing, man. Chilling into the nerd news now. We're going to get into some interesting stuff today. We're going to be talking, of course, about Ahsoka. We're going to talk about Gen V. We're going to talk about Loki. But we do have some other stuff we're going to be talking about too. But Brian and I were talking off set, and we were talking about some stuff that's coming up. And I mentioned Modern Warfare 3 had just popped off a live show 2 days ago on the internet, which was really, really, really interesting. Modern Warfare 2 was pretty successful when they did the remake and the revamp and all that stuff. They did have a zombies story that they allowed with it, which was supposed to be Treyarch's, but they started like a whole new series. And there was a trailer that dropped a couple of weeks ago that came out with a lot of stuff. But yesterday, during the live feed, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, during the live feed, they actually had gameplay for zombies, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm a really big fan. Are you a big fan of like the Modern Warfare series or the Call of Duty series?
Not really.
No. So Call of Duty, to me, I think the greatest series that it's ever had was the Black Ops series. Like all the Black Ops story was probably like, it was really, really phenomenal to me. Multiplayer versus each other, PvP kind of stuff. I think Modern Warfare was the one that kind of took the angle on that one a lot more than Black Ops. And the other one, I forgot the other one's like Advanced Warfare, right? But the one thing that I'm always consistent when it came to Black Ops that I thought was really good was, I've talked about this before, like on call, was the Treyarch Zombies storyline. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because like right now in the Marvel universe and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're getting into the multiverse stuff. And this game like made it really, really interesting when it came to how it kind of dwelt with like the multiverse in the zombie apocalypse. And it was talking about how like, yes, for the Black Ops game, you had one team, and then the Black Ops 2 game, you had another multiverse, and then they collaborated. And then in that game, they introduced the future. And then that team was also a part of the multiverse, and it all correlated. And one guy, which is, of course, probably the most prolific character, is Richtofen. Everybody knows that guy, which is the one Nazi German zombie guy that's always like cracking jokes and making laughs, and he's got like a oh everybody, he's got like a really wild German accent. That character was the only one that was like the constant in every universe. So like all of this stuff with like the Rick and Morty and like the Loki show and the way the MCU's moving and like the Kang, like all of that stuff was prevalent in the storytelling aspect in the Treyarch storyline. So when that game in Black Ops 4 came to an end, the Easter egg ended the entire series, leaving some open-ended conversations, and a lot of the zombie community was kind of at ends yesterday because we were anticipating a return from the trailer they released. They had some really cool assets that they were still using, and they released a gameplay and they talked about it, and it is not going to be related to the original Treyarch Zombies line. It's going to be a whole new thing. But the cool thing is it's
yeah, but how many people play Modern Warfare to play zombies though?
I mean, the zombie, when it was popular, it was in the millions. Like the YouTubers that were doing the Easter eggs were getting millions of views.
You saying that it's not popular right now?
Yo, what's up, David? Good to see you, brother. Right now, those people, there's only like a handful left that are still going and being invited because they're not able to cover zombie stuff because it hasn't been relevant in so many years. But the thing is like they keep on kind of like using certain Easter egg tactics and old methods to bring those people back to the game. So when we were all anticipating this drop and we were like, okay, cool. Like they're bringing in this character. They mentioned this, there's this thing that was in this previous game. And then they released a trailer. It had like the monkey bombs. It had the pack-a-punch. It had all the assets that were from the original game were all there. So people were like, yes, we're getting an Easter egg. Yes, we're going to get a continuing story. Yes. And it ended up not being the Treyarch Richtofen storyline. Like it ended up being the one that they made after, which a lot of people kind of like fell off. And it kind of sucks because a lot of people want to be able to return back to that story because the story was rich with lore and it had a lot of great storytelling. But it was a pretty, I guess, like one of those like driving the nail kind of things yesterday that a lot of people felt like, you know what, it's never going to go back to that, which kind of sucks. But what we have is what we have. But the cool thing is this game is open world. You can go anywhere and do whatever you want. It's on the existing Modern Warfare big map. And it's crazy because it's 26 human players against an entire map of zombies. And in the map, it's AI zombies versus AI humans. And then they give you like a bunch of missions that you do in between. And it's just like if you play, I think it's called DMZ, like the DMZ in the new Modern Warfare, which is like what is it? Extraction mode. It's like extraction. Like you go in, do some missions, get out, collect your stuff. It's kind of like what they're going with. The only thing that seems cool is like the 26 human people versus zombies. What do you think about it? Do you ever play like any of the old school zombie games or no?
I know that I follow a few streamers that were invited for like a testing of the beta of Modern Warfare 3. And this game, first off, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This game is wildly popular, like extremely.
Oh, Modern Warfare is of course popular, dude.
And no one's gonna give a fuck about zombies. I'm sorry. Like there's gonna be like a niche group of people that care that this is not coming back, but this game is gonna be wildly popular. And for the fact that it's a game where there's competition, a lot of people are comping in these games, and it's a lot of people play this game. Like it was just a part of this big acquisition from Blizzard because of that, because this is a wildly popular game.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because you have that nostalgia that
Yeah. Because that story was like a huge.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's not like there's a reason why they're not bringing it back. Is because there is no value in that. There is a niche group of people that love that zombie shit. Because again, I asked you, that was my first question. How many people really play Modern Warfare for the zombie aspect of the game?
I mean, those games aren't really like popular for that function, right? It's
at all.
Like you said, it's made like a lot of the people that play it, like the Nick Mercs or like the Dr. Disrespects or those guys, like they're doing it competitively because they've been competitive their whole lives. Fortnite, Apex Legends,
and that's where the money is. That's where the money is.
Dude, straight up, yeah. There's no money.
If you're a streamer, you're not gonna be streaming zombies. You're not gonna. That's not what your bread and butter is gonna be. It's gonna be in comp. It's gonna be in jumping in the map with your boys and streaming that shit.
What's up, Juan? Good to see you, my man.
Everybody.
Good to see you. Well, you see, like Juan, the thing is like the zombies mode, right?
Mhm.
The zombie mode was fun because it gives you that idea of like you get with your friends, you co-op, you get like objectives, right? It's just objective gameplay. You unlock some doors and then you, hey, like let's see how long we can survive the night or whatever. How many rounds you could do.
Yep.
It wasn't until like I think like the fourth or fifth game in, or the third game actually, that they ended up putting like an Easter egg, and that you had to have technique to have one friend hoarding the zombies, other people looking for parts, and then you start unlocking things, and then you got a cinematic. You finished. There was a way for you to get a definitive end to levels. And that was cool. That was like a lot of games started doing really big Easter eggs after that. That was like in Black Ops 2 where you could find monkey bombs. Or World at War. I don't know if you remember World at War. You could literally find a ray gun in campaign mode. Like you could do some secret and you find a fucking ray gun from the zombies game. They just started evolving. It started evolving, and then it got really like crazy where people were streamlining the idea of like when the zombie map drops, me and my team are going to be the first to the Easter egg. It was very much like Ready Player One, first to the egg, right? Everybody was just rushing. And that was kind of like the bragging rights. Like you're saying, like nobody plays it because there's no money in it. But the bragging rights to be the first person to unlock the zombies thing was like, that's how people were getting their popularity from that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not doubting that there are still, like Juan, there are people that would love to play it. But again, it's a very, very small group of people.
Yeah, it's a very small percentage. Well, because of the fact that in Black Ops 4, we got our finale. They gave us a definitive ending to the story. But there was, like I said, there was just some parts that were, oh, dude, they used to have such badass Easter egg music stuff. But, dude, and not only that, they had a bunch of celebrity guests come out in it. Like a lot of celebrity guests, and they all were part of what made it so cool is like they all became a part of the zombie storyline. Like they all played a factor in it in some way. But again, knowing that it's never going to go back to that story kind of sucks because there was still like so much I feel that they could work with. But again, like we're about to get a fucking 26 person full on zombies thing. So like if you're a zombies player out there and you're doing it for the story, like you're probably not going to get a story, but it's going to be the idea of the camaraderie with your friends. 26 people you're going to be able to play fucking killing zombies with. That's unheard of, dude. I don't even know any other game except for like DayZ or like one of the H1Z1s games from back in the day that you're going to.
If I'm and to be honest with you, if I'm a creator on fucking Modern Warfare, bro, listen, man, you guys are gonna get this regular zombie fucking shit, and you guys are gonna get the combat shit, and then that's it. I'm not spending all that goddamn time doing these Easter eggs.
Easter eggs and stuff. Easter eggs are big, dude.
It would make sense if there were a lot of people playing the game for that, but I don't see that.
Yeah. No, I get you.
That's a lot of manpower and hours like behind.
How do you feel? Okay, let me ask you something as a gamer, because I know you're not like a big person on like a lot of these games, right? The Black Ops series or the Call of Duty. So the Call of Duty, you saw the live stream that came out a couple of days, or at least saw some people in YouTube kind of covering it, right?
A lot of them were invited yesterday and the day before.
On release, all the people that bought bundles and skins for their guns from Black Ops 2, all of those guns are going to be available in Black Ops 3. So but then that means how many guns new are they going to release for the game if they already have 42 guns on library? And then all the maps that they're releasing are all the remodeled maps to Modern Warfare 3, all remodeled for Modern Warfare 2. And they're only releasing like 2 brand new maps, maybe 1. And this fucking game costs $70, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of shit for this team to like not bring something new, or I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How much do you think the game should cost?
Well, games usually, I'm fucking.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
Straight up.
You're saying that 70 is too much. How much would you? How much?
50. I would go 50. I go 50, maybe 40, dude. Because if they're just renewing assets from a previous game, they didn't do any coding. They're just redetailing skins. They're not doing anything. They're not coding anything in a game. They're not creating anything in the game. They're just repurposing stuff they already had and just making the graphics shinier. That's what the maps too. If the maps aren't changing, you're playing the same thing. Of course, people that were good at those maps are going to be great at these maps, and I get that in a competitive nature. But like, even right now, from what I've heard, the level capping or the level balancing in the game maps it's all messed up. Like
How so?
they're not going to be doing the leveling for like, I think like the first 3 months. So you're going to get clamored in with just anyone, dude. Like anyone. People can jump into servers with like brand new players and just KDA themselves all the way to the top.
Sucks to suck, man.
It's like, yeah, pretty much. Fuck them
I don't know what
kids.
you. I don't know what you want me to say. Like I don't.
FTK. Fuck
I
them
don't. I don't
kids.
think. I don't think
I'm
that's
here
an
to make them
aspect.
kids cry online,
That's
man.
when I'm thinking about a game dropping. That is literally the last aspect that I'm worried about and thinking about it. Like, so what?
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like I just feel like they need to do something new, man. Like I don't know what it is, but apparently like this game is based in Cold War, or not Cold War. What is it based on? Like modern? Isn't it modern shit? I guess. Oh, it's called fucking Modern Warfare. Yeah, better be fucking modern. Better not give me no old shit. But what's up, man? What are the games you got heard? What are the games we got coming up?
Dude, October is flooded, man. Like October is flooded, and you know what? I'm actually happy to finally, because we never talk about games on this show, right? So like it's great that we actually have some time to talk about games. October, whether you're on a Switch or whether you're on PS4, Xbox, PC, there's gonna be something for you this upcoming month. So October is flooded. Most notably, towards the end of the month, you're gonna have Spider-Man 2. So I don't know about you, but I am ready for that game.
Super excited by Spider-Man 2. At least the story, right? Because I know that the gameplay, man, I don't know how they're gonna top the gameplay, man. Like the gameplay was already fucking phenomenal.
So you know what? I don't need you to top it. I just need the same thing. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna have Miles Morales and they're gonna have Peter Parker from the first 2 games. And the power and the moves were great. Don't change it. Don't fuck it up. Like just keep it the way that it is. You don't need to make it better. You're just actually combining the 2 games that were both really good. And just making one game and adding Venom. So trust me, just leave it the way that it is. Just give me all of the fucking characters that I'm good with.
You just give me a properly written story, right?
Honestly, those games, it doesn't even really matter at that point. Like the game is like the story would be great if there was a good storyline to go with it. I think so. I mean, it's such a fun game. It's like the open, world map and everything. It's a really cool and fun game to play, regardless of
most definitely.
So
like the world exploring, like just the world exploring by itself, like swinging around Manhattan, like New York, like it's just so fucking cool. Like just the island itself, just to go through every building, and then you can even see yourself living so close to it. Like it's got to be so cool to be able to like swing places you've actually seen in real life. Like, and then see them in game as Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Because I had that same vibe when I played Grand Theft Auto 5 and I got to Venice Beach and I got to see all like the Venice area. And it's like, I remember walking through that place and I remember seeing all these buildings and going down Sunset Boulevard where the Laugh Factory is and all and the Comedy Store. I remember, being at the Best Western across the street. Like I remember all those places and seeing them in video game was so fucking cool, man. Like, so I could understand your vibe of it where you get to see the whole city and just explore it in such a fun way now. Like, and then here you are being Spider-Man for a fucking day. Like I remember I used to play the Spider-Man game, turn it on and get a little bit into campaign and then get lost, just flipping around all over the place. And just stopping little red dots and bad guys and stopping cop cars and doing that shit just because I wanted to see the city instead. Like it's so cool just to know that it's coming back. That's all I know.
Yep.
But not only that, like you said, like we're getting Miles, we're getting Peter, but we're also getting Venom. Like we're also getting Venom. And if I'm not mistaken, from what I remember, the trailer a long time ago actually gave us a definitive Eddie Brock, we are Venom guy. So it's like Peter Parker is going to get the suit, but I 100% think we're going to get like Eddie Brock taking the suit and being like the big built Venom character. So we're going to get like a third game style. So that would be even way cooler, dude. Way fucking cooler. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. What else we got? We put in the comment section, someone said, Robert said he got the new Assassin's Creed game, Mirage. How you liking it, Rob? I saw some gameplay. I thought it looked pretty dope. Ubisoft coming in clutch again with a good Assassin's Creed game. What other games do we got?
Yeah. So today, Detective Pikachu dropped. If you guys are Pokemon lovers and players, you guys got that. Also,
Nice.
you have the new NHL 24 game, which dropped today too, which I am a big fan of as well. I love all sports games, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
you like
Rob
all
has
sports
already
games,
mentioned
right?
it. Yeah, Rob already mentioned it that the UFC game is dropping. Also, I think
Nice.
next week the new Lord of the Rings game, which I'm also looking forward to, is
Nice.
dropping. Lords of the Fallen. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
The new Sonic game is dropping next week as well.
Sonic's good.
They're also coming out with like a old school like Genesis kind of fighting game with the old school Gargoyles. You remember the Gargoyles cartoon
Yeah, hell
from
yeah.
back
The
in the day?
cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
So
Yes, that's
they're
fucking
coming
dope.
out with the video game next week. Yes,
Nice.
yes, the 19th. So I think that's just like a week and a half.
Mark from Chew and New
Something like
Podcast in the
that.
comment section. Good to have you, my man.
What's up? What's
Says
up?
we
What's up?
just finished watching the Exorcist movie. You got to tell us in the comments what you thought, man. I want to know. I want to know. I've been hearing some
Yes.
mixed reviews, but I rather hear it from my
I
friends.
heard that it was ass. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mark, man. I'm
But I'd
sorry. I
rather
heard it
hear
was
from my
ass.
friends. If my friends enjoyed it and they like horror, then I think it's dope. I think it's dope, and I'm glad you had a good time.
And to
Elizabeth says
round
she's
off,
waiting for Mario RPG.
I was gonna get to that. Yes. So
Dang.
to round off everything, at the end of the month, along with Spider-Man, we are gonna get the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. And
Mark's
last
in
but
the
not
comments.
least, all of you Mario fans, we will be getting the new Mario RPG game.
So for being like a huge gamer, just like myself, like how do you feel about a RPG with Mario in it? Like how do you feel about that, like that turn-based style gameplay with such a live action-based character that like Mario that's like, no, I'm stomping on a
Listen,
motherfucker right now.
dude, I am in the minority here. I am not a really big RPG fan. I never have been. It's just not my thing. It's not my thing.
I'm in the same boat, man. I mean, that's why me and Triggs like we bump heads on it, but I respect it. I think it's cool. I like the idea of like having to use like you have to be a strategist to play those type of games, and you have to have a lot of patience. And I respect that shit. I respect that shit a lot.
Yeah, but I
Could be
mean,
worse.
I mean, see, like RPG on like a Wii or something like that. That doesn't sound entertaining to me. So it would have to be on a different, like maybe like a Switch or something like that. But I mean, it could be kind of cool. The graphics look fucking great. I'm
Look really good.
assuming. Yep, and I mean Mario never has a really bad story, so I'm guessing the story is gonna be good too. So
True.
you know, a lot of people were waiting for that. That drops on the 20th. So there's a lot of good games in October that are coming out that a lot of people have to look
Dude,
forward
not
to.
even to mention that we just got like under the radar 3 badass games. One of them's a DLC though. One of them was of course Baldur's Gate that everyone's been telling me like that Baldur's Gate is fucking amazing. I was just having food right now with a friend of mine. He was like, I'm doing my 10th playthrough and I've only done the first act and I'm doing it with like 10 different characters. Like he's just so wild about it. And then of course we had fuck, I had it right on the top of my head. Armored Core 6.
Yes,
Armored
Rob,
Core
we are
6.
definitely going to be talking about that later.
Oh,
Yes.
most def. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Gen V, but we're talking about gaming right now. And the other game was Armored Core 6. A lot of people have been playing that and said it's so beautiful. It plays awesome. The story is good. The action is good. Like you can't go wrong. And then the other one that kind of went under the radar, but a lot of people that are in the gaming community know what's up, is Cyberpunk released their new DLC. Idris Elba is an outstanding star in it. He's the new character that's in it. It's called something Liberty. I almost pooped my pants, but lucky for me, I had my diaper on. I saw your post, Mark. I saw your post where you said, I'm here with my diaper and I'm ready to go. And I was like, my man, dude. That's funny as hell, though. But straight up, dude, I'm glad you liked the movie. A 7 out of 10. That's really, really good. Oh yeah. I think you have to be a JRPG fan for some RPGs. There's different kinds. Like that's like the ones where like your character moves around, hits the character, hit points. Very much like, I mean, did you ever play Borderlands?
I did, yes.
See, like Borderlands is an RPG. It's considered an RPG because you have to factor your game level and all this other stuff. And I love Borderlands, dude. I'm still waiting on that fucking film. I'm still waiting on that damn film. It's been like 2 years, no?
Honestly, I played the first Borderlands and I never played it again. So
Really?
I played it. Yeah, it's cool.
Dude, the second Borderlands to me is like genius, dude. It's so good. And Robert and I, yeah, Robert put it on there that we've been playing Back for Blood, which was a story very similar to Left 4 Dead. It had a really good time in video gaming, and we've been kind of jumping in because we were kind of getting kind of a little bit tired of the Fortnite over and over again. You know, we needed something like to clean the palate, like I've said before, like just something to kind of dabble in. I always I play other games like Horizon Zero Dawn, which is one of my favorite stories. And I am playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, which is the one that has
I'm aware.
What's that dude's John Berthenol, right? John Berthenol.
John
And
Berthenol.
did you get to play that game?
Yep, I played.
Dude, that game it's sharp, dude. I love that game. Like just in sense, did you ever do it? Did you do it solo or did you play co-op?
Solo.
Solo.
I only played the campaign.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm doing it. I'm playing the campaign. I met John Berthenol for the first time and fought him, and he beat the fuck out of me, dude. I was like, "Yep, you're the guy, man.
Yeah,
you are the man."
He's pretty badass in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the whole story is just fucking the Ghost Recon games like that are really really good. Into the Badlands was the other one that I liked too. That was the first variation of it, but yeah, man. Upcoming games. I don't know of any other games that are coming out other than that. A lot of people been talking about Mortal Kombat 1. A lot of people talking Mortal Kombat 1's really fun. Really, really fun. And the story is so different compared to the original one because if you're pretty familiar with the Mortal Kombat story, it used to be Raiden that was like one of the gods defending the world, and now it's Liu Kang, and Raiden's like a normal dude. And he has to unlock his Raiden powers, and like there's like now they're getting into the whole multiverse thing again, and just crazy stuff, man. A lot of games are coming out really cool. Starfield is another one, but that's for consoles and PC, big consoles and PC. So yeah. What's the most anticipated game you're waiting for?
I told you it was Spider-Man. That's the one I'm looking for.
That's good shit, man. I'm waiting for Spider-Man too. That's really, really great. Awesome, dude. Well, fuck. Into that. Onwards to the next part of the conversation. Hopefully we get more gaming news. I really like talking games, dude. Games are fun, man. I love playing video games. A lot of people don't know this because it's been real, real quiet these last couple of years with the big ones, but New York Comic Con's coming up. New York Comic Con. Have you heard anything about it yet?
Yeah. So the panels have been announced
Nice.
starting Thursday. So Thursday's panels. I mean, listen, it's gonna be hit or miss. There's not much on any of these days that I'm looking forward to. But Chris, if you just give me a second, I can go down some of these
Sure.
panels. Thursdays, the most notable are going to be the Dragon Ball panel, which is the only reason that I'm looking forward to Comic-Con. Go ahead.
You had told me about that this past week. You were like, "Yo, there's going to be a big drop," and I know you're excited because you're a huge fucking Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah.
What do you think's going to happen?
It's already been leaked. They're gonna announce the Dragon Ball Magic anime. So it's basically what's gonna happen is Goku is gonna be turned into a kid. It's gonna be based in a time frame before Z, I think. I think it's before Z. He gets turned into a kid, and he's just a whole bunch of nonsense is going to ensue. A lot of people are going to be pissed off. Hopefully, it's not going to be the only announcement, and along with that anime, they're going to announce another season for Super. That's what a lot of people are hoping for. But that's gonna be early on in the day. So pretty early on, we're gonna find out exactly what's going on.
How do you feel about that magic shit?
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm in a group chat that me and my friends where we watch a lot of Dragon Ball, and we do talk
Everyone's
about
freaking out.
Everyone's kind of freaking out about it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You think it's gonna be a big debacle like GT or what?
I mean, it's GT is not a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So I just think that's a very interesting, and they're good, and they're bringing back everyone that worked on GT to do this series. Jeez. So like, I'm just kind of questioning the thought process on that one.
Well, I mean, okay, so from what I remember, I mean, I would need you to like correct me if I'm wrong, right?
What's up?
GT got retconned because they brought in Super, right? Power of the tournament and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then there was a part where they had brought out a video game that used assets from like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and it was like a card game or like a turn-based card game or pachinko in Japan. It was only like a release. It was only an import in Japan.
Hmm.
where like it was like I guess multiversing again, but not multiversing through what they did with the Power story or the Tournament of Power where they brought in the different universes and shit.
Yeah.
So like, do you think that this would be with the new universe that they've established with Super, like their retelling of the GT universe, like in an arc or something? Like maybe.
I don't know. Again, it's going to be announced on the 12th, so I don't know what to expect. The only thing that's been leaked is what we know. Again, it's just going to be something that's going to be taking place before Z, so it's still going to be in our same universe. It's not like
Mhm.
it's bringing different universes in. It's going
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
be. It's just going to be
It's
from
literally the same timeline.
the same timeline. Just so happens that they were turned into a kid. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do about that. The
Well, let me
guest.
ask you this, just
Go ahead.
on the trim.
Mhm.
Your favorite part about GT?
My favorite nothing.
Really, you didn't like anything?
I didn't like anything about GT at all.
You didn't like the Baby Saga or nothing like that?
No.
Whoa, dude,
The
that's wild.
that was around the time where I had stopped watching
Okay,
it because it just wasn't interesting to me at all. Only later did I go back and watch GT because it got such a bad rap. So I was like, oh, let me go back and
a
like let me
chance.
watch it. And yeah, it didn't, and they had to take a hiatus after GT because it didn't hit.
Yeah, because it didn't
Let
hit
me
hard.
ask you, what did you like about GT?
My favorite part, and it sounds stupid as fuck, but I like the design, the redesign of Vegeta when they gave him like the mustache and they gave him like the flat top and the cool gloves and vest, like where they made him more like he was so like more humanized.
Yeah.
But then I was man, dude, I was so fucking livid. Like that's like if you want to know an origin story for like jaded Chris, like it was the fucking Bulma having to make the fucking ray gun that turns him Super Saiyan 4 because he couldn't reach Super Saiyan 3.
Hmm.
I was so fucking pissed that Vegeta couldn't make Super Saiyan 3. I was like, there's no way, bro. Like, you're gonna tell me that this dude, like, priding himself on a Saiyan guy and training and being the hard motherfucker that he is, that just because he ain't got feelings and emotions and all that shit like Goku does, like that he can't reach Super Saiyan 3, fuck out of here, dude. Fuck out of here. And you're gonna tell me he's gonna take steroids and then you're gonna give him the fucking Super Saiyan 4 because he cheated. Bro, there's no way he would have taken that shit.
Yeah.
If it was Vegeta from fucking Dragon Ball Z, he would have never been like, yes, Bulma, shoot me with that ray because I want to cheat and be as strong as Goku.
Yeah.
He would have never done that shit. And what else? Oob was okay. It was all right. Oob was all right. But
Yeah.
yeah, those were like that was probably like my favorite part. But it
Yeah.
was it was so minuscule though, man. Because then they went into the sacred dragons, where the Dragon Balls were broken.
They were.
Yeah, and then they did that shit, and I was kind of like, oh, this is. Then Goku became like the 1-star Dragon Ball, and I was like, all right, this is too much for me. it just got too much. Yeah, but yeah, it's wild shit, man. But yeah. Sorry about that. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
No, so other than the Dragon Ball, so no guests have been announced for that. And so right after that, you're gonna have Ewan McGregor. So Ewan McGregor, I'm guessing he's got some type of pass to speak at this. I don't think you actually need a pass to speak at a Comic Con, but he's gonna be there as a spotlight. Not exactly sure what he's going to be talking about, but you are going to have Ewan McGregor there. Also, you're going to have a Futurama panel, an Adult Swim panel,
Futurama.
and then I guess they're coming out with a new season. Again, both of those, there's not going to be any guests that have been announced so far. Bloomhouse is going to round up on Thursday, and then leading into Friday, which is going to have an Apple TV panel, Disney Plus Goosebumps panel, which seems pretty cool. I don't know if you're into the Goosebumps series
I
back
remember
in the day.
Goosebumps when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yep.
It's good stuff.
Goosebumps is gonna be there. Archer is gonna have a panel. And honestly, those are gonna be the most notable ones on Friday. Saturday seems to be is picking up a little bit more. You're gonna have Chris Evans as a spotlight, just like Ewan McGregor did on Thursday. Prime Video is gonna have another panel. One Piece is gonna have a panel.
Very
And I
good.
think
Very good. Very good.
that's about it on Saturday. And Sunday, you're gonna have the Disney Plus, your Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I mean honestly, Sunny looks bleak as well. So everything that I've just said right now, right? Does this sound interesting to you? Like, does this sound like something that it's like a must go to event, like
Probably
New York
not.
Comic Con?
Yeah, probably. I mean, okay. So what I think is cool is the actors are finally able to come back to these big conventions.
Yeah.
And I mean, minus that it's only like one or two. Like, I mean, Chris Evans, cool. It's Captain America to me, man. Like, I would go see it if I could get an opportunity to meet that guy. But just because I'd want to, like, I don't want to, like, what is it? I don't want to like freak out over him. But like, I would at least say, hey, man, thank you for taking the Captain America job because you made like my childhood come to life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know what the fuck I would tell him. Like, maybe just talk to him about what's his favorite drink or whatever. Um, but the Futurama one seems kind of interesting because Futurama ended on a really good note a long time ago. So for them to have some type of return, that sounds pretty interesting. But then again, I don't know what type of stuff Adult Swim has been like producing in the last several years. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're pushing on, like in the sense of like their theme of their shows, what they want coming up. So I don't know if it's gonna ruin like the return and then ruin what they have. You know what I mean? I think it ended
Yep.
on such a great note. It's a really, really good ending. Um, Archer's always a good fun mix. That's got to be a pretty fun one. But I think overall the idea would be like the actors coming back. I think that's the only thing. But then again, it's such a small list of people, like such a small list of actors that are coming in for this. Like maybe they'll have like a couple surprises, I guess.
I'm sure that they're gonna have some more surprises. I think that
Yeah,
that's just what they have out there just to get people going. Another interesting thing about New York Comic Con is that they're having this streamed simultaneously. So you're gonna have like most of the days, actually all of the days and all of the panels, you can stream some of it free, but then
nice.
a lot of it's gonna be paid on demand, right? So you're gonna have to
Oh,
pay.
okay.
I think it's maybe like $40 or $50, and then you'll be able to watch any
Oof.
panel that you want. Do you think that's something that you would be interested in paying $40 and then you can just watch all the panels, or would you think that's a little bit too much of a price
Oh,
point?
okay. So you're saying like $40 for like the entire day to watch like
Just to watch any panel that you want. Yep.
any panel. Okay, so if you were to ask me that in like 2019, when they were doing like reveals of trailers and things that they weren't going to do, like that you weren't going to see for like months, I would instantly be like, dude, I would chuck up $40 to see like the end game trailer, like instead of me having to wait like a whole ass year to be able to at least witness it. I always thought that that was like the suckiest part of not attending a lot of these cons.
Okay.
And I always thought that them allowing, but then again, it's hard to stop people from cheating and showing that shit off and, someone hacking the stream and getting the trailer and releasing all, you know what I mean? Like there's so much like security that comes with that, right?
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, like it would have to be something really, really crazy that I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna bust $40 to watch this stream. I'm gonna bust $40 because there's so much time in between all the panels that makes it super boring. Like you have to have a lot of coverage in between, a lot of great coverage.
So
That
you
would be
would
like
be cool with the $40, or
it just determines on what they're giving you with it. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not gonna
well,
watch it just to watch
that's what I'm
panels.
saying. From what I gave you right now,
Mhm.
from what they're announcing,
Oh,
and
like just for the
after all of these panels, it always says and more to be announced, but it's like next week. So what more can you announce? So what I'm telling you that they have, would you rather be there in person, or would you rather, if you had a choice, would you rather be there in person and see this, or would you rather just pay the $40 to stay at the house and just kick it with your friends?
I mean, there's really nothing that's like super super interesting to go to that price. Like I don't even think attending it would really make sense to me because I mean it would be more of just the experience of attending a New York Comic Con at that moment
Yeah.
because the panels like they're kind of just weak. Like they're
Yeah.
weak, and I'm not gonna lie. Like to
Most
me, they're weak.
notably, there's no Marvel, there's no
Yeah,
DC, there's
it's
no
and I wanted to ask to see if like you had heard or read anywhere if like the writer strike and the actor strike kind of like is a little bit more lenient on these conventions and allowing actors and writers and people of the directors and the studios to show up.
well, I and this is always something that was vague to me. I think ever since the strike started, I think some most actors had the ability to go to the Comic Cons as long as they weren't promoting
Promoting the
something
movies.
specific. That's the reason why it says that Ewan McGregor is a spotlight. Like they're just honoring him, I
Showcasing.
guess, or yeah, they're just honoring him.
Okay.
He's not really promoting anything. Um, and they said, months ago that they weren't going to show up to any Comic Con this year, Marvel and DC, and they pulled out. Sony, uh, they pulled out long ago. So like we knew they were going to be here. So what is the what are you selling here?
See, I don't, and that's why I'm
What are you
saying like
selling
I don't
here?
even feel like it. It's just the experience then. Like just the experience and the idea of being like, yeah, I went to a New York Comic Con once. Like I experienced the weekend there. It was cool. Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the selling point is. Like, what do you go for anymore if it's not those main components?
I do still think there's a big aspect of the dressing up and the
Yeah, yeah.
cosplay and that stuff. And a lot what's noticeable, I should say, to me is that they don't spotlight any comics or comic
Companies.
anything. There's nothing comic-y about any of this shit.
Ugh. That's like its whole fucking title. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay? Do you think that's been a problem with these conventions for a while? Is that they've kind of hyper focused on like all the media instead of like the core base on what it's at? Because look at where it's at now. Like they could showcase like right now the Marvel comics is doing all right. Like they have a lot of great stories. There's the Fall of X. They have the what was it, the Spider-Man story that's going on right now is pretty good.
Mhm.
Um the Avengers story where they just introduced Avenger Prime, the Avenger at the end of time. It's like the one who remains Avenger. He's in
Okay.
Avengers Tower at the end of time. They just introduced that in the story, like some really interesting stuff, and they're all fighting like the God Doom of the multiverse, Kang Doom or whatever. Like, there's a lot of interesting stuff right now that Marvel's doing, and I don't. You're right. Like, I don't know why they're not showcasing the artists and the writers and the creators of the comics and really promoting all that stuff right now.
Well, the writers I understand because up until
Oh
last
yeah,
week
just
they
like
were on
last week.
strike. But everything else, I'm sure that they can still they would still be able to showcase some of these
In some
arcs
way.
or some of these comics. But that was just something that's very interesting to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm on board with you as well. There's nothing here that would interest me in paying. I think me and my boys we looked it up yesterday actually. There are still tickets available for Thursday, which is where the Dragon Ball panel is.
Mhm.
I think they're like $72 or $73 or
That's
whatever.
not bad.
And we were thinking about still trying to make it out there, but other
Okay,
than
so
that,
you guys are actually thinking about it.
we were thinking about it. Yeah, we
No,
were
that's
thinking
pretty
about
dope.
it. It's on a Thursday though. I don't know if anybody wants to call it work or it's kind of last minute.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, the fact
That's
that
pretty
there's
cool
still
though.
tickets, the fact that there's still tickets available a week out, that's a little alarming. But
Have you ever attended a convention of that size before?
not of that size,
That's
no.
huge though, right?
No, but I've never listen. I don't deal well in big
Crowded areas.
crowds like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
gives me
wheelies, right?
anxiety. Yeah, that gives me anxiety a little bit. Yeah,
Do
I'm
you
not
ever
gonna
get
lie to you.
those vibes like ninjas are coming for you and they're hiding in the grabs and
I
shit?
can't say ninjas per
Just
se,
something.
but I would say that I can see myself just getting very agitated or
Agitated.
just getting bored very very quickly. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that. I'm kind of like I don't like big areas like that. I don't like big crowded areas. But ninjas are all me, dude. I'll Foot Clan some motherfuckers all week, dude.
Yeah.
I'll just start swinging in the crowd, telling them your shadow tried to attack me or whatever. Yeah, I forgot to ask you, dude. What was going on with the flooding in New York maybe like a couple weeks ago or something? There's some really bad flooding or something.
It just rained. It rained for
Real
like
bad or what?
a week and a half straight. Yeah. So
Jesus Christ,
it
dude.
had
And it
rained for
kind of
like a
messed up.
week and a half, and then got like one really bad storm, and it just sank New York and New
Yeah, it
Jersey.
totally fucking.
A lot of
I
places
had
in
heard
New
about it
Jersey.
like maybe like a couple of like weeks ago, and it kind of went past me that the rain was getting kind of crazy. And then like I don't know if it was like last week, someone in the comment section said something about New York flooding, and
I
we
saw
didn't
that
get to
too.
see that comment or something, and we didn't address it. But then I had seen that one.
I think we did talk about it
Did
last
we
week.
talk about it a little bit? Because
We
I
did.
saw Nightstand. I saw his YouTube. He posted up a video about the areas that were like flooded in New York City and what they do and stuff like that. And
Pretty sure we
I
talked
was
about it.
very impressed, but how the way they handle like like to deflooding like the streets and stuff when they open up the manholes and they allow like the systems that they have in order. Because yeah, that's weird, man. That's wild as shit. New York Comic Con 10 out of 10. Thank you, Alex. Alex jumps right in to fucking comment. Yeah, but dude, I I really hope you and your guys go out to make it, because I know you guys are really big fans, and the opportunity to go check it out in person and see that shit is like, I would consider it kind of historic in the Dragon Ball, world, that you guys get to see something drop, even though it may not be like the best thing you want to hear, but it's still something cool though, nonetheless, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be really
I'm not pushing for them to get the tickets.
If
You're asking me, dude, it's not. Listen. The best thing about Comic Cons is that there's gonna be another one next year. It's not that big of a deal.
And hopefully it's better next year, man. Hopefully it's better.
I was gonna say, like, if I were gonna pick a Comic Con to go to, it wouldn't be this one.
Not this one. It'd probably be next year.
Probably
next year's gonna be popping, both of them. San Diego and New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
All right, man. Onwards onto the regular nerd talks. We're going to talk about our first show. We didn't get to cover it last week. We just kind of like gave a recommendation that it would be pretty interesting pop off. But Brian got to catch up, and Triggs isn't on the show, so I don't know if he got to watch it. But since he's not here, we don't got to cover it or wait. Brian, Gen V, man.
Yeah.
Gen V popped off. The Boys got its spin-off show based on superheroes in college, which are the OW, what is it? The OFW of the superhero world, the Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW or whatever, of the fucking boys, right? Of the 7. We got some really interesting characters. Yeah, I got to check it out last week, but I didn't know a new episode popped off tonight or this morning. So I have not caught up with episode 4. I've only seen the original 3. And Brian, you got to catch up with all 4, but how you liking it, man? How you liking the Boys?
The first 3 episodes were really good. This last one was a little bit wonky. They do introduce a new character, which is pretty good. His power set is really good. And yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. You actually have to really like the Boys to want to watch Gen V. Like even if you think like the Boys is just like, you're not gonna like Gen V.
Yeah, you're not gonna make it, man. You're not gonna make it.
You're not gonna make it.
Dude, they hit the ground running, didn't they?
They certainly did. I can't lie. And honestly, it's only ramping up even more. Like this episode, there was some shit that I just did not see coming. And it was shocking.
It's pretty crazy. So far, how are you liking the cast? How are you liking the actors? How are you liking the story? Like, how are you liking the overall notion of this compared to what we got with like the Boys? And I think, what was it, Debacle, or what was the one, the animated series?
Oh, I never watched it. You didn't
see the animated series? Okay, I got to see it.
I didn't watch it. We talked about this off mics, right? So like, there aren't a lot of characters that I'm gravitating towards in this series. I'm only watching it because I think it may have something leading into the Boys. So it's kind of like that Marvel effect, But yeah, man, the characters are kind of just annoying. Every last one of them, they're all fucking annoying. I see what they're trying to do. I see the correlation with today's youth and the problems they face. I get it. I'm understanding about what what they're trying to say here, but the characters are just fucking annoying. I don't know what to say. Like, the characters are just fucking annoying to me. Some of them have some cool power sets. The chick with the blood, I just don't get that. That one is a little weird to me. But I mean, again, I'm interested. I'm on board. I'm gonna watch it, to the end. And yeah, but what about yourself? Like, because again, you were trying to ask me about if there were any characters that I gravitated to. What about yourself? Is there anything that interests you with any of these characters so far?
I mean, you pretty much hit it on the nose. I think one character that I really, really like is the Andre character, which is the friend of the guy that's dealing with his father's situation, right? Because you could tell, like, he's pretty genuine about making sure that he kind of keeps his dad happy, right? And he's pretty sure about, like, he doesn't want to be like the hero. He doesn't want to do this stuff. He wants to kind of like, I guess in my way, he wants to just slide through. He wants to like not be noticed. He wants to kind of just like trickle through, maybe land a job somewhere that's normal and not be like up on the top. His dad really wants him to be really, really up there. But
Mhm.
of course, he was very overshadowed by Golden Boy, right? Golden Boy was the Luke character, the one that, he has his situation happen. And I think that character is pretty cool. But I mean, you hit it right on the button. Like a lot of these kids' powers, like they're like I used to do stand-up comedy a long time ago, and I think I talked about this. And in that, I talked about this during the fucking animated series. It's very similar to the way I used to write. I used to have a comedy skit where it was called the Superhero Short Bus, and it was all based on characters that were like in comic books. It's always the pretty people that get the badass powers. It's either like you're full of muscles and you can turn to metal and you can fly and everyone fucking loves you.
Mhm.
But like you're never like a shit looking dude with a shit ass power. And if you did, like I would never call on that guy. I would have dudes that like, you have Cyclops, but he's fucking cockeyed. So the laser fucking shoots in two different directions and he's just dangerous. Or you get a guy like the Flash, but he's the opposite and you call him slow-mo and he just moves in like a slow action. Like it's ridiculous shit. And that's the thing about this main girl in this series is like her power is like really weird. Like you said, the blood power.
Mhm.
Like it's I guess cool but ridiculous at the same time.
Yeah.
And the reason why is like she can do some badass shit with it, turn it to spikes, make it a chain. But like she has like 5 minutes and then she needs an orange juice and cookies because she's already lost a fuckload of blood. Like, you know what I mean? And then of course, like the perverse nature of the boys gave us the first episode on how she, wipes out her whole family because, I'll let people, imagination on where a female gets blood from and kills her whole family, right? Um, I'm not a big fan of the grotesque or the perverse of the superhero genre because I feel like people like to see the downfall of people that have opportunities to be better in those situations, right? Like this, like Superman. You want to see Superman fail. You want to see Batman fail. You want to see Wonder Woman fail. And people just like that shit. And I don't know why. I mean, I've always thought you wanted to see heroes prevail and encourage people to go in that nature. But like the boys like just loves this kind of shit. And it goes in the sense of like the Emma character, right?
Mhm.
Like that. I think that story's so fucking sad. Like that could be a whole like Shakespearean book written on a person going through that.
Shakespearean book.
Yeah, like you can literally make a master class like fucking movie based on a character who vomits and shrinks and then is told they have an eating disorder, becomes depressed, vomits because she doesn't know any other way to stop the depression, and is almost wiping herself out of existence because of it. Like there's so much that you can that you can make out of that in a sense of a story based on depression and all that other stuff. um yeah, dude, it's wild. A lot of these characters just have such wild powers, just wild fucking powers. How do you feel about the what's the name of that character? Let me go down. I didn't think they were too bad. There was actually really cool, which was there you go, Jordan Lee.
Jordan Lee.
So, that was a cool character. Is like the transformation.
Mhm.
It reminded me of an old anime called Ranma One Half.
Mhm.
Ranma One Half could do that, where the person can switch between girl and guy. But I'm guessing like when they're in between both, they have different power sets, right?
They do have different power sets. The chick
Yeah, that's what it
is
looked like.
the chick is fast. Like super quick. Like it's noticeable that she's
And
quick.
she uses
And
like
she's like a force,
power.
like a force blast
Yeah.
that she has. And the guy is just super strong. Like he's just
Yeah.
like when it's time to like go blow for blow, it's gonna be the dude. And
What did you think of the action sequences?
um,
And stuff?
they were okay. They weren't on the level of the boys. But they were again. I'm not a really big fan of their power sets, so like the action scenes aren't gonna really hit me as much as somebody that's a fan of theirs. But it was pretty cool. The choreography was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and how would since you've I mean you're a little bit deeper in because you got to see the new episode. Like, how would you rate the series as it's going around? How many? I don't even know. Let me get that real quick. But what would you rate the show right now?
I don't know. If I'm judging it out of 10, probably like a 6 or a 7.
Oh, okay.
probably.
So it's kind of mids right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it the story or what is it that's not catching you so far? I
It's
mean,
all.
it's not catching, but it's too early.
It's just all over the place. It's really all over the place. We don't know what we're dealing with. We're 4 episodes in, and we don't really know what the fuck we're doing. You got to watch episode 4 to get what I'm saying, because like there's just certain things that happen um that really don't make any sense. You don't know where you're going. Like you don't know where they're taking this show. Um and so that would be my only knock about it. It's the writing. But then again, you're watching something from the boys. So like, are we really watching this for like the
Yeah, we're not
story?
watching
I
it for the
mean, like,
story, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't. So far, I feel like it's probably. Oh, there you go. 123 mil
Yeah, so
W.
saying
Thank you
like,
for jumping
yeah,
in. That's a
the
good point.
ending of episode 4. I was on board with the first 3 episodes, and then after
Yeah, because
watching
I was
episode
gonna
4,
say like.
I was like, I don't know.
See, I was gonna say like I'm on episode 3 and I feel pretty like, oh, okay, cool. Like I can give this like a 7, maybe like an 8, I guess, because I felt pretty good. They knew about the forest, they knew about the brother, they know that they gotta like what I liked about it. No bullshit. The pacing was good for me while I was watching Ahsoka, because Ahsoka like dragged the fucking story to get any kind of information. And in the first 3 episodes of the Gen V, the dude fucking tries to kill the Brink guy, succeeds, talks about his brother being like casted aside and put in some weird jail that's under the school. The next episode, the dude literally skips a news interview to go fucking look for the brother. Like right away, he goes right into the fucking investigation shit. And
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
there's
okay, cool.
definitely that seems to be the formula of just the boys in general. Like the original show is very quick.
Yeah.
It goes very, very quick. They're doing the same thing here, and I do appreciate that part. um and there is like a little I don't want to call it like an end credit scene, but there is a preview of the next episode 5,
Mhm.
which will explain the ending of 4. But like, if you don't stick around to watch that, and I don't know why, I never usually stick around for that. Normally I just turn the shit off, but I just so happened to catch it, and it's supposed to explain episode 4. But I don't like episodes that do that. I don't like episodes that you're left there scratching your head and you got to watch you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It was just a little weird.
Yeah, 123 in the comments says, why was there a jump? Is it kind of explained or no?
That's well, no, it'll be, and that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to give it away, but like
Yeah.
in episode 5 from the previews, it's explaining that they're aware of it and they're gonna try to get to the bottom of why there is
Okay.
that. Yeah.
And then he makes a really good point, or they make a pretty good point. 123 Mil says, otherwise the show's pretty good compared to the last few Marvel series and Disney Plus shows. See, I'm in the same boat, man. Like the pacing from Disney and Marvel has got me clamoring, literally looking through all the streaming services that I subscribe to, trying to find something that's gonna fill that weird like the flow of their stuff. It's like it's super boring, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but like I've been like clamoring, like literally, you know what I fucking did the other day out of no reason is I decided to go back and rewatch The Wolverine, not Origins. Origins is bad, but I went back to watch the Fox version of The Wolverine where they introduced the Silver Samurai. They introduced like Murako and like all of those people. I don't know why I went back so far just to watch that shit, but yeah, like I went back and I kind of was like, I miss this shit. Like I miss these bad movies because they were a lot better than some of the stuff we're getting right now.
So you went from bad new day movies to bad old day movies.
Bad old day movies, and they were a lot better than what was going on right now, dude. Like I enjoyed myself. Like I was able to like, what was really cool? It was like I was able to see parts in that story and reference it in my brain to like the comic book. Oh, I know what they're trying to do here. Like I remember that part in the comics, the part when he's going through at the end, he's trying to get to the castle and all the fucking ninjas shoot arrows in his back. Like I remember that comic book. And then I remember the girl, she ends up, not the redhead girl that looks like Wendy's, the other Asian girl, the daughter of the badass samurai guy that Hawkeye fucking killed in Endgame or Infinity War. Remember in the whole blip part?
Yeah.
Like that guy that comes out, well, he's in that movie, right? But like the daughter, she's the one that's supposed to turn into Lady Deathstrike, which is the chick that was in X1 with the claws that fights Wolverine. You remember the chick that gets adamantium put in her fucking forehead or whatever?
Yeah.
Like that's who she's supposed to be, and that was his love interest in Japan when he was a Ronin, and this, like it was so cool, like to kind of like I don't know, dude, it was so fucking stupid of me to just watch it again. And in my mind, I thought it was the Origins ones because I wanted to watch fucking T-Pain and all the fucking Wade Wilson, and because of the fucking Britney Spears meme.
Will I Am.
Yeah, Will I Am, right? I wanted to watch the fucking Wade Wilson when he comes out of the elevator because of the Britney meme, dude.
Yeah.
Like there was just something about it that just drove me back, and I thought it was that one, but thank God it wasn't because I remember how bad that movie was too, man. Well, yeah, it's weird to go back and watch those movies and realize that they were really good, but yeah, coming back, Gen V is a pretty interesting show. I haven't seen episode 4. With the first 3 episodes, I felt pretty solid in understanding what was going on, but now I'm kind of a little bit weirded out, like by episode, like what you said, like episode 4. But it's an 8-episode series. It's going to be coming out every Friday morning, you said, or Thursday night morning.
Fridays.
Yeah, Friday. So it's something to look forward to. The Boys is always a fun mix, always a good way to get out of the Marvel DC realm and watch some really like gratuitous violence and sex and stuff. Really excited to see what they're gonna do, man. The cast is kind of charming. A lot of the people are very silly and weird, and like that one chick, the blood chick's like, hey, look, dude, I don't give a fuck about any of you guys, man. Like, I'm just here to go to college and do some shit. Like, I just don't want to go back to fucking orphan school or whatever. Like, I fucking love that. I love that whole scene when like the girlfriend comes up and she's trying to like comfort her, and she's like, oh hey, I'm really sorry about your dude though, like really sorry. And she's like, fuck, I don't know, like just the interactions between them are so unrelatably stupid that they just make me laugh. They're just shit that wouldn't normally happen when you go up to talk to someone. Like the what is his name? Andre goes up and talks to, what's her fucking name? Let me get her name real quick just so we know. The character Marie, right? Marie Moreau. Cool name. Great fucking comic book name. Marie Moreau. Goes up to Marie Moreau and she's like, hey, we need to talk. And she's like, I don't need to talk. And he's like, well, we got some shit that we need to do. He's like, I don't got some shit to do. I just met you. Like, dude, when she laid all that shit on the line, I was like, damn, she's not wrong though, dude. Like I'm not mad at this chick for not wanting to find justice for this dude. Cause she's just like, fuck y'all, I'm out. Like, I ain't gonna do none of this shit. I don't know. It was real cool. Does that get resolved though? Like, does she kind of become a team player, or is she still a bitch?
It's starting to get resolved, yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's just a really, it just like takes a very like in the middle of episode 4, it just takes a very hard left, and
oh shit,
it
just gets weird after that. It's the boys,
weird, bro. Yeah,
I always just chalk it up for like it's the boys in the fucking cartoon Aquafina controlled poop. Like if it doesn't, it's the boys. That's the way I see this shit. But yeah, okay. So for you, it's mids. After episode 4, it's kind of mids. For me right now, I'm probably in the 7.5 era. I think it has opportunity to really grow and bring in a lot of these upcoming actors and really.
Well, that's what I gave it. I gave it a 6 or 7. So if that's mids, then I mean, I don't think that's mids, but
it's 6 is mids, dude.
6, 7.
I give it like a 7.
7. Shut up! You just said a 7.
7.5, man.
7. All right, whatever, bro.
Kind of coasting up there a little bit. It's tweezing. Right. It's tweezing.
Gotcha.
It's what it is, dude. I always talk mad shit, and then I give it a really good score, and you guys are like, I don't understand your scoring, Chris.
Yeah, no, it's got an audience score of 7. I know. Listen, if you want to give it a 7, that's or 7.5. That's cool. Yeah. But if I give it a 6 or a 7, and mine is mids, then yours is mid too. But the audience score has it has a 76% Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay,
so it's right around that anyway. So
that kind of area, right?
Yeah, everyone's got the same consensus about the show. Yeah,
I think it's just because it's kind of like a charming show. Like all the characters came out pretty cool. Like you didn't love them, you didn't hate them. It was just like, oh, okay, let me see where the next one goes. So I'm kind of excited. I want to see what they're going to do with this. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
Mill puts, let me go ahead and click on this, man. Let's bring him up. 123 Mill says, I thought it was cool when the women shared their origin stories, and it really showed how fucked up it could be to have superpowers. Dude, I overthought that right now, or I overlooked that, and I remember that, and I thought that was it was an interesting scene, man. You know what I really like though, on left field, on how the situation with Starlight is kind of like changing people's mindsets on being heroes. Like I kind of feel like since she came out, went against the Homelander, and the repercussions of it across the border, people are kind of like, I don't know, like some of them are kind of thinking like actual heroes. The Luke character, or the when before he, has this situation happen with Brink, he comes to a conclusion that he needs to kind of like step up. And then you have, of course, the what's his name, Andrew or Aiden, or what's his name? I forgot his name. And Andre, and the girlfriend, of course, come up. But everybody wants to kind of get into that hero vibe, and I like that. I dig that shit. I like the underdog stories, so that's what's kind of like compelling me right now. But yeah, you guys should check it out. It's a Prime Video series that's popping off right now. It's dropping every Thursday, 2 a.m., Friday, 2 a.m., whichever you want to call it, whichever day, half empty, half full cup. Check it out. I think it's very cool. I think it's going to pop off. Onwards to the next part of the conversation. We are getting into the new series that just recently dropped. We got episode 1 of Marvel's Loki season 2. Brian, my guy, did you get to check it out?
I did.
What did you think?
I really, really liked it. I think,
man, it was good.
I think it was really good. I think that coming off of season 1, which is a really, really good show. I wouldn't categorize it as a Disney Plus show, just a good show, period. I think that they are hitting the ground running, and I think that's exactly what they needed right now for Marvel. Marvel has been in so much, need of a really good show or movie. I think this is where it's gonna get that. And I do like that it's going to be directly correlated to not only Deadpool but also Secret Wars. So this show is going to be not just awesome, but it's actually going to lead to something. So I think Tom Hiddleston is doing a phenomenal job as Loki. I just love the fact that he takes this character so seriously.
So serious.
Owen Wilson is great as Mobius, and I think that coming back, like piggybacking off of episode from season 1, they're gonna do this justice. And it's just a shame that I think it's only 6 episodes, 8 episodes, whatever, however long. It's not gonna be long enough because I'm gonna want more.
I'll get that right now.
And I know it. I'm digging the first episode. I don't, and normally I always have like that reservation that they're gonna like just fall off a cliff at some point. Like I'm always anticipating that, but for some reason I think they're gonna stick the landing on this. So I'm very happy with what they're doing right now.
True. It's gonna be 6 episodes long.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that is very surprising about Loki, the first season. People forget that was only 6 episodes. Like they really nailed it in 6 episodes. That other Disney Plus shows are taking like 8, 10 episodes and shitting the bed.
I think what was it? Echo was going to be 13 episodes, or Daredevil, or something like that.
Daredevil was supposed to be like 20 something episodes.
Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy to think about.
Yeah, but like
imagine having to wait every week.
Like Ahsoka, for instance, or Obi-Wan, like these are 8 episodes, 10 episodes, series that you're finding yourself watching a rush show when you had Loki that
does it
at times it was fast, but they got to the point.
You know what I think it is, and this is just my personal take on it, right? Is I really think that they take the Loki 6 episodes as one movie. Like they literally treat it as a film, not as a ending episode, or whatever. Like everything has a beginning of it. Like it just felt like chapters, like Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. Remember, like Stranger Things? It never felt like episode. It never felt. It was episodical, but it felt like chapters of a story, where every ending ended on such a cliffhanger that you knew the lead up was gonna, like you said, hit the ground running kind of moment. Like it was gonna come in very strong every time, because of course, like it's telling you an epic. It's not just doing like a sitcom. And I feel a lot of these other, like the Ahsoka series, felt like in a sitcom, felt like a cartoon. It felt like the way that they used to do Rebels. But the Loki show, like, man, dude, the production and everything. I mean, I was assuming, it's just me, that it was going to be 6 episodes because the CG and the cost was only going to allow them to do about 6 episodes. They weren't going to be able to do 8 because it's not like in a studio. Everything's probably like big green screen, like maybe a couple sets here and there, but there was a lot of money on CG. That whole entire scene of them being out on the pike or whatever they called it, when they would go out in space or the time zone or whatever, the timeline, like that whole CG looked amazing, dude. Like it looked like Quantumania right out of a movie kind of thing. Like it was really, really cool. Like everything about the show is great. The Loki glitching and all that stuff looks so fucking cool. Yeah, what were your best parts of the show? Like what did you really, really like? Like what do you like the lead up that it's leading up to? Like what are your theories? What are your hopes for this?
The budget was $141 million for Loki.
It's 141. That's a wow, dude. That's crazy. You see, and that's why I was kind of like, but then that's like, I guarantee like Ahsoka's was probably up there too, because they did the world in between.
Mm-hmm.
They did they're in space a fuckload.
Yeah. What were you asking me? You're asking me about my favorite. It's only 100 million, and that's only expected. They're not even confirmed, but it's like 100.
So Loki was more, huh?
Yeah,
a lot more. But I mean, it looked fantastic. First episode, like really hit really well.
Yeah.
What do you feel like it's like? Okay, so we got the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
They introduced the new character, OG, right? Odie or OG? I think Obadiah.
OB.
Yeah, OB.
What you
yeah,
call
they introduced
Obadiah?
Is Obadiah, right? Was that his name or was it?
Nah, it's I forgot what it's called, but it's just OB for short.
I'm now I gotta get it. Now I gotta see. Obadiah, dude. I can't believe I fucking said that. Let's see, cast. Why am I fucking coughing all over the time? I'll have to find this a little bit later, dude. But yeah. So far the season looks really good. What do you feel is going to be happening in the show? What do you think happened with the after credit scene? Any Easter eggs that you might have seen in the show that you were like, oh fuck, they brought that up? That's really cool.
Obi is definitely a standout, and his name is Ouroboros.
Yeah, I know some of the O, but Obadiah was just as good.
Yeah.
Obadiah Stane, man.
So he was definitely, that whole scene was very interesting. I love how they were playing with like the future, the past, him, I think what's underlying in that is that they wanted to get the point across that he has been down there so long that while the other agents in the TVA were getting pruned, he wasn't as much because he was forgotten. Like he's on like the lowest floor, and he's the most forgotten about agent or employee at the TVA. Like that was very interesting. Like they don't just flat out tell you that, but they're putting the pieces there as to why he remembers Morbius and he doesn't remember him. It's because he hasn't been pruned. He hasn't had his mind erased as much because no one knows who the fuck he is or where he is. Like the music has been fucking great. I think the storytelling is really good, but again, they're just piggybacking off of the first episode or first season. Yeah, and I mean only one episode in, it's really good. What about yourself?
I was really blown away by this one episode. Like I thought it hit really strong. I think this is like, you can literally tell Marvel was like, okay guys, we're gonna come into this and we cannot fuck this up. Like we need to hit it hard. We need to bring in the right type of team. We need to bring in the right type of writers. It needs to make sense. We can't drop the ball. We only got 6 episodes. And this is going to be a lead up to the rest of our universe. Like this is really going to play into it. And we need to show that the streaming services do play a factor throughout all this stuff, and we need to take it serious. I think this is where they're really putting they're digging their roots in. Looking up the name of Ouroboros, I was looking it up right now just to see what it means, because I know it means something, right? It means a serpent or a dragon or a worm that eats its own tail.
Yeah.
a representation of the continuous cycle of life and death by extension. Do you think this character, like being that he's been gone for so long, is like in some way like he's lived all the different cycles of the multiverses? Like he's like the oldest, like maybe like the one dude that just knew the
No, because they made it known that Morbius saw him 400 years ago. They've all been down there the exact same time. It's just the fact that they've had their minds
wiped.
wiped
Yeah,
multiple times, and he hasn't
he
because
hasn't. Okay,
he was
I didn't.
been
I never thought that.
because I literally just said that because he was down there for so long, like he hasn't had his mind wiped, so he'll remember you from 400 years ago, but you won't. So
That's crazy.
it's not like he's like this known be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is something more than what he seems. But I just think that he's just hasn't had his mind wiped.
Well, I mean, in the sense like that kind of dictates this too, where everybody has been reborn with all freshness. He's the only constant that remembers everything.
Yeah,
He remembers all the cycles because he lived through all of them, sort of, because he just doesn't know what's going on upstairs. Like, just like when he saw the lights going out, he's like, it's going on throughout the whole thing. I know exactly what that is.
yeah,
Like, because he's probably lived all the retellings of this universe or all this story over and over again so many times. He just never had his mind wiped.
yeah.
Like that, man, that's super crazy. That's a good point, Brian. That's a really good point. What was the significance, and this is just a question out of the dark, of the phone call and Sylvie at the end of the jump? And then he gets pruned, right?
Yeah.
What was the significance of seeing both what was of the phone call and Sylvie?
I don't know what the phone call was because he never answered. But I think at some point, if I had to guess, I think that's probably himself pruning himself. If he's jumping, if this is gonna be about time jumping from the future to the past and back and forth and sideways, I mean,
Holy shit.
why? Like, I don't think Sylvie was the one that pruned him. So who would have pruned him right then? Himself. There's
Man,
only one.
this show looks like it's gonna be a real Salvador Dali kind of moment.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah. Like just thinking of the concept of like, oh, what if it's him who's pruning himself? Like, what if that's like the last thing he has to do in the season, like episode 6, like he has to go run to himself and do it, and just to redo the whole cycle.
Or
And
maybe there was a version of this where he didn't get pruned and he was just floating out there, and he found some way to get to that point where he was searching around for
Damn, that's fucking wild, dude.
a prune stick, and then just pruned him.
Damn, that's fucking wild. It's just wild to think about all this stuff. I like all the little like Easter eggs and all this shit where it's like where Morbius writes skin and then he realizes he's in the future. Like that foretelling and stuff is really cool when it comes to these stories. To me, it's always real meta, like that you're able to leave like small Easter eggs like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting with the sound recording with Kang and Ramona Renslayer. I thought it was very interesting in the words that he used. That he was like, "I'm glad you are standing next to me or with me in this war." Like, being that the war has already been going on, and that it was there before they undid the timeline, because that soundboard was in the past, right?
It was hundreds of years
ago. So in some way, like that Loki had already been back there and already been messing with the timeline, even when Kang was around. that was so weird. The McDonald's thing too. What did you think of the after credit scene with that? Like, we understand that she's supposed to go to McDonald's and stuff. I just wonder, like, what is the reason? Like, why 1982? Like, why? What is it? Baltimore? Was it Baltimore or something like that?
Arkansas?
Delaware or something like that?
No, I think it was like Arkansas or some shit like that. Yeah, it's like middle America.
Yeah. Like, I wonder, but I mean, it was so cool to see her say, like, I want to do it all. Like I want to live life. Like I want to kind of like experience what life is all about. And it's supposed to be, I'm guessing, Sylvie like right after she killed the one who remains. Like it's just right after it. So she's in charge of the timeline now. But like I wonder if she's already seen some shit. And when she shows up, she's kind of like, I just want to forget about it and just live and keep going on here by myself without anything. Like I don't know. There's a lot. There's so many things that are going. There's so many layers to the story.
Yeah.
Like there's so many layers
Well,
already.
you got to figure her entire life. She's been on the run. She's been hiding out. She hasn't really had a place to stay or to experience things because she's been hiding out in, um, what do you call them? Like natural disasters and
Yeah, the
disasters.
disaster levels, right?
So
The
she
disaster.
hasn't really had a place to call home and experience things for too long. So she finally had a chance after the he who remains is dead. She had a chance to go and chill and kick it for a little bit. And I guess that's what she wanted to do.
Yeah, and we've all seen the trailer where Loki kind of pops up in the McDonald's and she's kind of like doing her thing, it's just so weird. Like we're supposed to get a Jonathan Majors in this series. He's supposed to be like the old cat, right? The 52s or the 50s or something like that, where he's at
Mhm.
like the ball, or not the ball, but like some inventions expo. I just I mean it's so early in the game for me to try to figure anything out. I haven't seen anything in the sense of like spoilers. I haven't seen anything in the sense of like where people are saying like rumored as to where this is going to go. The only thing I keep hearing, of course, is like you said earlier, like that it's supposed to somewhat set into Deadpool and the Secret Wars. I don't see yet how it does Secret Wars. The only thing that I can see where it sets into Secret Wars is the destruction of them dealing with the incursions, like the cut timelines that they keep talking about. I think those are like the incursions of the world smashing together, and that's what's pruning them or getting them cut. Is that they're just disappearing because they're just getting blown up, and that's why they made the idea of saying like, well, billions are dying in this, because that was the same conversation they had in the comic books during the incursion. And that's when that judge is like, well, no more incursions, no more pruning, no more nothing, right? So yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird. Um, where do you feel like the story's gonna go next? Like in the next episode, what do you think they're gonna do?
Next
It's too early.
episode, yeah, I have no fucking idea, dude. We're jumping back from 400 years to I
Yeah,
don't
dude.
no fucking idea. What do you think?
Fuck, I don't know. I was not prepared for the level of skill writing that they did with the jumping in this episode. I wasn't prepared for it. Like that they were able to do the past, present, and future.
Well, I mean,
And
I guess it's no like they're gonna try to find Sylvie, right? Because that's what the first thing he said when he came back. We gotta find Sylvie. I think that the if I had to guess, the TVA chick, I think she's gone rogue, and I think that she is not giving a fuck, and she's gonna go prune all of those timelines. I think that she's gonna prune those timelines to get everything back to normal.
the real
Not
mean one, the real mean chick. Okay,
not giving a fuck. Like, why would you need all those
soldiers.
TVA agents
Yeah,
for Sylvie? You wouldn't, right? Like, so I think that she is disguising a plan to get Sylvie, but she's actually going to go prune those timelines.
that's yeah. I can see that. That's a good take. And it's so, you know what's even crazier is that they already solved the jumping Loki between forward and backwards in time.
Mm-hmm.
They solved that in the first episode, and that was like the
They did.
wildest shit to me. Because that was probably something that I thought was going to be a factor throughout the entire series. That Loki was going to be jumping here and there, and that's what like he's able to get information that way. But they already solved this problem in the first episode. That's like the Galactus hunger in the comic books. Like if you solve that shit in the first, like what is, you got to be excited for the rest of the series. That means they're going to have some real crazy shit coming. There is a part of me that thinks this is going to be a silent banger, dude. That out of nowhere, this is going to come and save the day, and it's going to be better than the Marvels, dude. I know Mark from Chuanu in the comment section put that he just saw the trailer for the Marvels earlier and the Hunger Games, and I think Loki gets way better viewing and everything than the Marvels movie. I think a lot of people are going to tune in for it. I'm slowly excited for the rest of the series, and I hope it goes good. 6 episodes, it's got to pay off. It has to work. In 6 episodes, like we can't get a filler episode. Like we can't get a filler. A filler episode takes the piss out of the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
to piss out the whole thing. But so far, episode 1, what do you give it?
I would give that I would probably give that like an 8.5. Like an 8.5. That was a good episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna be up there like an 8.5 with you. I think it's fantastic. I think it's good, guys. If you have not seen Loki, episode 1, season 2, make sure you guys go out, check it out. It's totally worth it. It's fantastic. It's kind of a weird adventure. And you know what I even saw earlier is that Marvel is planning on doing a reunion of Thor and Loki.
Okay.
Like, do you feel like that would be a game changer for the Thor series if you brought Loki in?
I don't know. I mean, I think if it's gonna be shit writing, I don't give a fuck who you got
Just in general.
in this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It would be cool too because like this is a whole brand new Loki. It's not even the same one. His Loki died already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this would be a whole new brand new Loki. I think it'd be pretty cool. Be interesting. And it gives you that reason to have that Loki that still kind of hates him a little bit because he's never been through all the loving part, the brotherly loving part.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool. And this is like the fun Loki too.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fun fucking Loki. But straight up, go check it out if you guys are doing. Onwards to the last part of the conversation of the day, and probably the one that we're going to be most talkative about. The winded part is going to be Ahsoka season finale. Woo woo woo! I wish I had my soundboard and I'd probably hit one, but I don't even know what the buttons are. I'd probably say something pretty like "hello there" or something, right? Yeah. All right. So, I must ask, Brian, how do you feel about Ahsoka season finale, Star Wars? How do you like it, man?
I just think it was a little bit lackluster. I think that all of the negativity that I've seen online over the past couple of days, I think, is justified. I do think some people have gone overboard a little bit, but overall, the series was good. I just think that they banked too much on this going into a second season. Like I kind of predicted in our last show or the show before that. I just think that they left too many open-ended questions, and you could have tied up a few of them just to satisfy the viewers, but you really didn't tie up anything, and left a lot of people scratching their head. I think the acting, the music, the visuals. I think this last episode gave us the best fight scene I've seen so far with Morgan and Ahsoka. I think that was probably the best fight scene that I've seen so far in this entire season. But overall, man, I mean, there were some things that I didn't like. Sabine just automatically just getting the Force out of nowhere. That was kind of head scratching to me. Thrawn just having the most basic fucking tactics to win at the end of the day was kind of weird to me. So it had some good things, it had some bad things. I think overall the season was good. This last episode as a finale was a letdown for me. And I'll just give my score automatically. I think for a series, I would probably put it like around a 7.5.
Okay. Good call. Good call. For me, I thought it was pretty disappointing. I was a pretty avid fan of Rebels growing up. I saw it when it was out, like when it first came out. I was, watching it like every week when they would post it. And I really, really, really anticipated this series. And the thing about this show is it's not too far-fetched different from the cartoon. It feels like a Rebels cartoon, but I just don't think the cartoon translate very well to live action. I really don't think it felt very good coming to live action in the sense of like how the characters like conceive themselves. Like a lot of people saw that when Ezra gets involved and Sabine Wren's character kind of like start to correlate to each other, converse to each other. You kind of get this weird like underwhelming reunion when it comes to these two characters. The like you said, the fight scene at the end was good. For the series, it was good. I feel like the fight scene itself with Ahsoka and Morgan, I felt like their characters needed the opportunity to allow stunt doubles to come in to make it a little bit more exciting. The speed that both of these actors were going at was okay, but I want to say like their age was kind of casually showing in the fight scene when it came to some of the movements. It felt very slow in some parts. Um, you said it pretty much on the button, man. Thrawn was super underwhelming with his like basic tactics and strategies. He's supposed to be like legendary in the sense of being like such an awesome strategic person, only to do every time that he does a strategy against Ahsoka or Ezra, he completely loses and then goes, "Oh, well, you didn't see that. The reason why I lost is because I gained." And it's like, bro, like, stop it. You can't keep doing that. It doesn't make sense. Um, yeah, just it was very weird and underwhelming for an ending of a series. Very underwhelming. Even the concept of them knowing that Ezra was gone for 10 years and the only two species of animals on this planet that they could show us was one, a tribe, and I'm just guessing that the tribe is the natural like enemy of the turtle people. Like that's it. Like that's literally it. Like I don't see any other people that tribe, the red soldier tribe that they had. Like I don't see them fighting anybody else. I don't see them in a city. I see them all. Everybody's tribal. There's no towns. There's no villages. There's no nothing. So it's just these two tribal people fighting each other all the time. And one of them is like decked out in gear, and the other people just have fucking slingshots.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think the world was given enough opportunity to kind of like expand to show us that there's some type of like civilization other than these two like small little tribes of people. And it just so happens, one rock throw away from where Thrawn was, Ezra was hanging around with this other group of like little turtle people, and he couldn't find them in 10 years. Sabine just takes off and she automatically runs into him by accident. And yeah, the Balin and Shin story, man, fucking both characters are super interesting. But like, I don't feel
What do you think Shin's motivation was for like at the end of that show? Like,
I don't know,
what do
man.
you think she is like in her head? Like, what do you think she's thinking, or what do you think she's doing?
In my opinion, I think the factor is that she just doesn't want to leave Balin's side. Like she wants to be close to her master,
But she's
so
not
she
close
doesn't
to
want to
him.
be
She's
too.
not even. She
Yeah, but
doesn't know
that's
where the
not even
fuck he is.
associated with her, right?
She's not even. She doesn't even know where the fuck he is.
But like that's the thing. Like, why didn't she just take off back to the ship if it's the only thing she knows? Like that's my biggest thing about that character is I thought she was cool and I thought the Balin character was cool. And for Balin to say, hey, you know what? Like, I know we had some shit going on, but you need to go. And I think you have a whole other path in front of you, but the path I'm going on is fucking weird and I don't think you deserve it.
That's what left my head scratching, and I didn't want to like nitpick too much because I did like this series, but like the whole point of Balin leaving her was for her to go be part of the Empire.
Yeah, like and it makes sense.
And then she doesn't go be part of the Empire.
Stays, like,
yeah,
dude, that fucking confused the shit out of me. I was like, yo, chick, like, you had time to make it back. And it's not like Thrawn, this fucking genius dude, does not see a purpose in having a fucking force user as his fucking general in action at the moment. He comes back and he automatically has some witches, a bunch of weird fucking caskets or bodies or fucking, I don't know, watermelons or fucking, I don't know. Like he has a bunch of fruits in the base of his thing that he needed to pack from this place, or whoppers, or I don't know what the fuck that he brought back because he doesn't explain that shit. But we needed to wait for it. And then he brings a fucking Jedi, ex-Jedi, fucking lightsaber swinging fucking chick that's got some talent. You would be like, holy fuck, like this guy's been working out there, man. Like I thought you were like in another galaxy with no light and shit. Like you look like you got some shit going on. And you got some cool ass stormtroopers that don't die or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I don't even understand that shit anymore. Hey, Mark giving the shootout, man. Thank you so much.
Listen, man. Sidebar. Dude, I am a big fan of your show. Like that show you have is fucking awesome. He had a guest on, and I forget the lady's name, but you asked really good questions, very entertaining. So it was my pleasure.
Excellent stuff, my boys. Chewinu. But yeah, like the Shin character, it didn't really give a purpose for her to stay behind. Like she had no connection with that weird little tribe of people. Like Did she just want to stay because she wanted to control the tribe and keep hunting the turtle people? Like, and keep, maybe she stayed because, well, you know what? I take it back. Maybe she stayed because she really considered the Ahsoka thing. And she know that they were going to stay behind. But then how the fuck would she know that if she's not around him? You see, man, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking
it doesn't make
Filoni, dude.
yeah,
Fucking asshole.
it doesn't make any sense. I think, and again, I think if you were just to tie up one or two storylines or angles, I think we would have been okay. But it just seems as though there was just a lot of unresolved issues that we don't know when we're gonna get the end result. So it's like, why the fuck did we just watch that?
Yeah. My biggest thing is, why did we spend, okay, one major fucking thing. General Hera's on fucking trial because she took 4 ships into the darkness and got in trouble and all this other shit, right? Why is it that Ahsoka isn't telling Sabine, hey, it's probably best you do stay here because you're going to get court-martialed when you get back because you really fucked a lot of stuff up. Like, Ahsoka Tano cannot be rewarded as a Jedi if all of this shit happened because she made it, because she wanted to see a friend in 10 years just to give him a fucking badass high five or whatever. Like, that's a war fucking crime. She's going to cause a bunch of deaths with just her wanting to see Ezra all over again. And Ezra's just so fucking nonchalant. I would have just been like, bitch, what are you doing here? Like,
I
why
do
would
think that was kind of answered. It was like she kind of acknowledged the fact that she's done things that people won't understand. She said it. She's like, I've done things that people won't understand, so I get it. So that was kind of resolved in that sense. I don't think that was because shit, man, she almost cost the entire galaxy. I think
shit, I was gonna say, I was like,
I think
in my mind.
I think a longer conversation needed to be had about her decision making in that instance, but it was explained. So at least that was kind of touched on. But there were so many other things that just weren't resolved. But listen, I mean, we can literally, again, we're not in the minority. There's a lot of people that have
A
had the
lot of
same
people are
questions
upset.
that we've had. Let's get down to the bullshit, bro. So what the fuck is up with Balin, bro? What is he doing?
So that's a good question, man, because like that's the same process as, like I said, about the weird resource that's at the bottom of the thing. Like, we literally asked for 2 episodes the same thing and we never got an answer to it. The only thing that we kind of casually get an answer to is the Mortis gods, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Mortis gods have a huge statue, and this thing is constantly pulling from the Lord of the Rings, dude. Like, if you didn't have an Ahsoka the White and a fucking a giant statue of someone like this in Mordor, and like, dude, it's all fucking Lord of the Rings shit, like all just taken.
Even the title,
what is it? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or what was it? That was the Chronicles of Narnia,
so
right? That
that's
was like
so
based on
yeah.
those big
There was
stories.
a lot of things that were taking from other,
IPs and stuff.
IPs for
I
this.
mean, it's all right. Like, I mean, it's like we've said before. Like, Dave Filoni is the apprentice of the master George Lucas. Like, he's like the closest like clone that we have to him when it comes to making the story. But I kind of feel like this show kind of like fell in the idea of like the situation with George Lucas, where he started getting a little too like crazy about shit, right?
Yeah.
But it's just not making any sense, and that's the problem. Is I think there's going to be a good payoff. I doubt Filoni's going to let it be where he hears the audience say like, be super disappointed with the last part of this season and then go into the next season and continue to fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know he's going to be like, nah, you know what? Like, even when he was writing Rebels, he was very close to listening to what the fans were saying.
Yeah.
Like, even in the sense of bringing back Ahsoka, who like literally died in a fucking pyramid with Darth Vader, like 100%. Everyone was like, wow, like, what a legend. She died to and then later on he fucking shows up to San Diego with a fucking shirt that's like Ahsoka lives, and it drove the internet crazy. He knows how to deliver a story. Like, he knows how to deliver a concept and a whole plan.
Mm-hmm.
but it's just really disappointing to see what they did with this final season, because again, we got no answers. We talked about the Balin aspect earlier, and we were like, yeah, dude, maybe he's gonna try to find the Mortis gods. Maybe this is their realm that they live in, and they're still alive. And Anakin never took the fucking the red pill or whatever, and he never took the job of the father. And Balin's character is going to step in, and it's going to be a race. That's why you have Ahsoka, the actual living artifact or living avatar of the Mortis god, the sister. The only other two characters that never had a person were the son and the father. And we know that the father was looking for an avatar to have a person to take over his position in the balance of the universe. And then, of course, the son never have it. So right now, I think it's like a race where it's going to be a race to see who's going to be the father, because it just so happens that right now you have, again, Ahsoka, Sabine, Shin, who had no reason to even stay, and Balin.
Sabine is gonna be one of them. I don't know which one she's gonna be. She might be the brother.
Might be the fucking son, dude. She might be the son.
She might be the son. She might be, but Sabine is definitely turning into the dark side.
Yeah, I mean, you can feel it, right? Like, there's no purpose in keeping this chick as a Jedi. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
More that I process it, it does feel like there's gonna be like a really good setup. And this is what we talked about before. Sabine becomes the son. And then from the sun, instead of being Sith, she creates the Knights of Ren, which is a faction of Jedi and Force wielding characters that come from like a Mandalorian culture, but are backed by a religious cult icon. Mm. I mean, I could see that becoming something, you know what I mean? But what do you do now, man? Ray Stevens, the actor behind Balin's
recast. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah.
You can't kill him. You're not gonna kill him off, because apparently he has a huge fucking part of this next story. You're gonna have to recast him.
You got to recast him. Who do you think could come up? It's a hard choice, man. That's like a niche line of gentlemen in that region, right? I saw.
I saw, what is the guy's name? Lieb Schreiber.
Deep Shriver?
Lieb, yeah, Lieb, I think, Shriver. He was Sabretooth in the Wolverine.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly who I saw. And someone had even put like a fake fucking beard on him and all that stuff. And I mean, not too bad. Not too bad of a recast. Not too bad of a recast at all.
That's the only person I've seen people say. And I believe he would be able to pull it off. I think you would need someone that has the acting chops to follow that. Honestly, for me, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you, he was the only character that I gravitated towards. He was the only character that I was 1000% invested in, interested in, and just hung on to every word that he said. That was an acting clinic by Ray Stevens, and
yeah, that was a fantastic.
You would need someone with some really good acting chops to follow that.
There is a guy, this guy, I don't know his name, but I'll show you a picture of him on this share screen, right? You can tell me if you remember him. This gentleman, I think he would do good.
This guy?
Yeah, I don't know his name. I can't remember. This guy.
John Hamm? John Hamm,
is that his name?
Famous, yeah, the famous fucking...
John Hamm?
Yeah.
Yeah, John Hamm. Look at that. Like, you can't tell me he wouldn't be able to. If you gray him up and grow it out, you kind of see his face, right?
I think that would be a good acting cast.
Yeah, I think he would be very close to it, at least to get with someone that's at least close to Ray Stevenson's, right?
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to check him out, his name is oh man, he looks like he's seen some shit in this picture, huh? he's at a bad tennis game. Bad tennis game. He's having a bad time. I think he would be a good call out for it. He's a good size. He's a good size guy. Big shoulders, big broad shoulders like Ray Stevenson. Just needs to grow the beard out, get it kind of cut up, and I think he can pull it off, man. He's got the look for it at least. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he does have kind of like the raspy, deep voice that Balin has, that the Balin character has. Again, we talked about this off screen, and I don't like the tactic of shows leaving on such a bad cliffhanger that they don't give us enough information to go into the next one. Because this was like a sitcom using the chapter change in those episodic series, right?
Mhm.
I don't feel like anything keeps. Okay, this is just me. When I like to watch something, I like to have something consistent and to have a good ending to a story, or give me a good cliffhanger with enough information that lets me know I want to go to the next series to watch it. Like it brings me like the Mandalorian. Like Mandalorian, the first season it ends, doesn't tell us like he solved anything. He's just gonna go back to bounty hunting. Grogu's being chased. You know, we got some situation, but we're gonna be okay. Like for now, we're gonna be okay. Like all right, well, I can wait and see what they got. This show left me not wanting but needing more information for me to be involved.
But see,
Like,
that's the difference between this show and, let's say, a Mando, because like,
yeah,
even though Mando's had 3 seasons and there's an overall arcing storyline there was a resolution after each season.
yeah,
After each season,
3 season is
you know, you had the story through the season, and then there was the end each season, and then you were able to start another uh conflict, or situation the next season, and they're good at that. I think this should have followed that same
format.
pattern. And I think that would have actually helped with the pacing. Like, if you had an end game here, you would have been able to wrap this up a little bit more tight knit, as opposed to it being really like loose and fillery at the end. I didn't like that.
Yeah, and some of this stuff was, I think I told you that a lot of this stuff was kind of MacGuffin written in, right? And what I mean by that is like it just had to work. Like when Thrawn's rain fire, like it just so happens that his whole fucking ship can't hit 3 dudes on a fucking horse, right? Running on a horse. It's not even a car. It's not a fucking speeder. It's not a fucking X-wing. It's a horse.
Mhm.
It's on foot, and the fucking ship can't hit it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay. And then in that moment too,
For me, that was actually cool. I like that part. That part was cool.
I mean, it was the Fast and the Furious moment. Like it was like, the excitement's like, ramping up.
They
And
have some really good moments. Like, I'm not gonna totally shit on this, but like that part was cool. There were a lot of really cool parts. Again, it's just the writing that I've had an issue with. The writing, it wasn't cohesive enough for me, for a series.
see, for me, like the reason why that part was not good for me was right before that. Thrawn sends 2 TIE fighters or 2 X fighters or whatever they are, TIE fighters, to take them out, which again, this guy's been complaining he has no resources to give, but he's willing to give two TIE fighters for the situation, right? Sends them out. They fly by and they shoot the ship, and the ship gets a little bit wrecked. And then Sabine comes in and 100% wrecks the fucking ship. And instead of being like, man, we don't have a lot of options. Like, man, that was like, it's the only thing we had left. Like, she just walks up and says, well, I fucking dealt with it, right? I got it done, right? Cool. Like, now what? And it's like, bitch, like you fucking everything up. Stop touching things. Like stop writing this character like that. Like, I was real, like, fucking wild out about that fucking too. I was just so fucking pissed about that part. Because it was the only option they had. And then they had to ride the fucking, the horses. And in my opinion, like, that doesn't write right when it comes to the horseback idea. How are you going to horseback some shit and not just shoot them off? Like, I don't know. And then, of course, like you said earlier, I 100% agree. Like, Sabine Wren automatically like unlocking all these fucking force powers like out of nowhere. She's like on the horse and she's just opening the door with them. And then later she's getting choked. She pulls the fucking lightsaber. Like, and then I mean, I could get those based on emotional connection, right? The power up, you need the power up, like Goku and all that shit. You need to hit that certain level to reach that expectation. But then they did the thing where Ezra needs to jump and she's already like, oh dude, I got you, bro. I got these powers like in check. Like, go ahead and jump and I'll throw you and you pull me and all this stuff. And I was like, wait, how do you have these powers now? Like, how do you know how to use them now? You barely understood him yesterday, much less, you know, now where you're just like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, everything was just written in at the last moment to make sense or to try to make sense. Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of weird factors to the story that I didn't really care for. Um, the sword. How did you feel about the sword, the magic sword that the sisters pulled up? Like for Morgan and stuff. Like, was that something pretty interesting? Like the play on magic in this universe?
The play on no, it was more interesting on whose sword that was. She's they're witches, so like there's the magic aspect didn't really do anything for me, but being that it was the what is it, Darth Maul's mother, it was her blade. That was more interesting than anything.
Yes.
Also it was for nothing because you know Morgan held it for all of 10 seconds, which I do think that the Night Sisters definitely knew was going to happen. I think
Like a
they've had
sacrifice.
yeah, they've had visions of everything that's happened so far aside from Ahsoka coming. They knew that Morgan was going to have to sacrifice herself, so why not?
Well, yeah, I could see that, and that's why they like streamlined her into being a sister and all that
Yeah.
stuff, like from the episode before, and then Thrawn
I
being
think that
all
was purposely done
yeah.
saying that I can't remember the Night Sister's name, Darth Maul's mom. But they said her name, and I do think that Darth Maul will be resurrected at some point moving forward.
So you think Darth Maul's gonna return?
Yeah,
Holy
I
shit,
think
dude! I
that
didn't
was
even think of
I
that.
think that was the whole reason because they're going to Dathomir. I'm assuming to resurrect a lot of people from Dathomir, and who's from Dathomir?
Yeah.
Darth Maul. So I think there's a very high chance that he gets resurrected.
You so I mean, I'm not even thinking about that. I don't even think about the idea of them bringing back like Darth Maul's like, I guess the culture like
I
this.
think their whole play was to get off of that planet or that get out of that galaxy, go back to Dathomir to resurrect whatever Night Sisters or whoever they had with them on this planet and resurrect them on their home planet, and one of them could, you know, while they're there, now you're gonna have a whole bunch of fucking Night Sisters back on their home fucking
Back on the
planet.
regular planet.
Yeah, back on their home planet. They're just gonna be resurrecting everything and anything. I don't think it's outside of the realm that, you know, we could get, you know, Darth Maul back in the Star Wars galaxy.
Damn, that's a really cool theory, man. That's a really cool theory. So wait. So what do you think is then with that concept? Because it seems like you have a pretty good like handle on it with that. Like, what do you think is in those are in those caskets then or in those boxes?
I think it's what do you call them? Night Sisters.
Night Sisters.
I do.
Oh wow, shit. I had heard a really crazy theory today that a bunch of those clones are actually Anakin clones. That they're Anakin Skywalker clones, and like Snoke is a clone of Anakin Skywalker.
I never heard that one. That's interesting.
That,
I don't know where would they have gotten Anakin's
fuck, I don't know. Like, yeah, that's a good
DNA
question.
from?
Yeah, well, I mean, they had to have had it because they're the ones that did the surgery on him and all this stuff for Palpatine.
But why when you already have the clones though? You already have clones.
Well, Emperor Palpatine, his whole purpose was not just to the first iteration was learning to make clones. And then what he wanted to do is he wanted to be able to create a human being with metachlorians and be strong enough, which was Anakin, right? But he
Yeah.
was like he was like a Jesus baby. He was created in a lab, then put inside a woman, and then that was how we got Anakin Skywalker. He was like Jesus' birth in the
Yeah.
Star Wars universe. But that was like the perfect fucking concoction, I guess you could say. So then from there, he would, after Anakin gets burned all crispy critter in that lava level, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll fix you" or whatever. And he takes him to the studio or whatever you want to call it, the fucking nursing station, and they put him in the Vader outfit. But you know they have to. That's where I believe they would practically take his DNA. I mean, it makes sense that would be like the one connection, right? The other connection would be his hand. or Luke Skywalker's hand for a Skywalker DNA when he gets his arm cut off. And I've always told people that I thought that would be fucking cool, dude. If like you end up finding out that like in the last sequels that Rey was a clone off of the right hand of Luke Skywalker, which is like when she got her vision, everybody's grabbing her right hand when she got her first vision in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you find out that that's why Luke Skywalker's lightsaber instills a vision of him fighting Vader at
Wasn't she
that
a
moment.
descendant of Palpatine though?
Huh? Yeah,
Wasn't
but
she
that's the thing. That's why they fucked it up, dude. It's because like it's like okay, like why would she get a vision of light of the lightsabers like past if she has no connection to it? Like if it was a connection to a Skywalker, she would get the vision of the Skywalker family. Which is why would she establish the vision of being there watching Vader and Luke fight? Because she saw the tunnels and all that stuff. So like
Yeah, I
it's
don't know if I
me. I
buy
always
that.
thought she was a Skywalker, but she's a Palpatine. Yeah, they ended up changing it into Palpatine. But those are the ways that those people. But they're in another fucking galaxy. They wouldn't have that shit to begin with. You know what I mean? They're in another. There's no way. There's just no way. There's
Yeah.
no way. So like the Anakin, I just heard it today, and I was like, they put a picture of Anakin, like a Christian Haydenson, next to the Snoke picture, and I was like, my mind started fucking with me, and I was like, oh shit, maybe it's, and I was just, I don't know, man. I'm clamoring at every theory right now because everything's up in the air for the Ahsoka series. Like, I still don't even understand how this correlates to the last series, the last three movies. You know what I mean? But again, I don't know the fucking future of Filoni's storyline and how he's gonna make it all make sense. But after watching the series and seeing what they're capable of with the Ahsoka show, like, do you still have faith in Filoni, or do you feel like there might be a fall off a little bit?
I think there's not many options out there to have. So I think this is the course we're gonna go. Then fuck it, man. Let's just do it.
You're
Whatever.
like, what is it? Threads, man. Living on threads with this dude.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't even make a difference as long as I mean, a lot of people are on board with Filoni. So, and I'm be honest with you, like I like Star Wars, right? And I dig it, but I'm not a sweat like most of these other people out here. So it's like whatever they want. Like I would rather the sweats be happy than my own self because at this point, it's all bullshit. It's all fucked up. So
It's all
like
convoluted, yeah.
yeah, so at this point, it really wouldn't matter one way or another to me. I would
Yeah.
just rather have the hardcore Star Wars fans get what they want, which I don't even think they know what the fuck they want. So let them bicker it out. I'm staying the fuck out of this, and whatever they give me, I'll watch or whatever.
Good shit. Good shit. Let me ask you one more time. One more question. One more time. Compared to the sequels, are you a little bit more excited for this part of the story where it still kind of like dabbles in the realm of the Skywalkers and bringing in a lot of the old school characters? Like, are you a little bit more excited about this or the connecting part into the future universe? What's up,
It's a
Georgie? Good to see
very it's a very interesting time in Star Wars this time period because you have so many characters that are just out there around
you.
and
Mhm.
it could create for a very interesting arc that we didn't know was there. There's a very high possibility that we can, still get some more Luke. We can
Something
get
crazy,
we can
right?
get Luke, we can get Leia, we can get, Luke v Thrawn with Thrawn's, connection with
Ooh,
with Anakin.
hell
Um
yeah. Shit, I never even thought of that.
yeah, so there's that dynamic. You have so whether you have Mando running around doing God knows what, you have Grogu running around doing God knows what. So it's a very interesting time. You still have fucking Boba Fett running around. So it's like you have a lot of people that are Ahsoka on a different galaxy now. So
Somewhere, right? Yeah, somewhere out there.
you just have a lot of people running around and we all know where it leads to. We don't know how it gets there, and so that's going to be the task that's going to be left up to Filoni is getting us there. And I
Yeah.
do I do think that he does have
A vision.
um a vision.
Yeah.
I just hope that he's able to execute at this point.
True. True. I agree with you. And you want to know what? Like, I was just thinking about this the other day when I was coming to the series. Like, yeah, like it kind of ended on like some really weird shit, and it kind of didn't like make a lot of people happy. But the bait and switch of Ahsoka and Sabine being stuck on this island or this galaxy or whatever, it's not that hard to get there, man. Like Ahsoka got there talking to a fish, dude. Like she got there talking to a Moby Dick situation, and like it took her like less than the time it took them to find Ezra because they didn't know where Ezra went. They were just a shot in the dark. But apparently, like Ahsoka can do the same thing Ezra did, and Ezra already did this. So like I think it's going to be one of those things like maybe like mid-season of the next one, Ahsoka, they're not going to keep doing the same shit over and over again where it's like they keep fucking bassing each other and shit. I think they're going to fix it. It's going to come through very, very well. I would be really excited to see Luke finally converse with his dad, Anakin, and the Force Ghost. Now that they introduced the Force Ghost of young Anakin, like I think that would probably be like my next biggest Star Wars boner, I guess you could say. Like I would love to see them be able to like talk to each other, like in some way before the sequels. Luke and Leia were able to talk to Anakin, and he was able to come to terms and at least teach them in some way. And that's why you got Leia training with Luke in the other movies. You know what I mean? That would be real fucking cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me that would be real fucking cool. But yeah, overall you give it like a 7.5. For me, I'm probably in the same boat. I'm probably gonna go a little bit lower. I'll probably be like a 6.5, 7. The ending kind of dropped the ball pretty bad for me. But again, what a great time to be alive. I was a huge fan of the Rebels cartoon, and this show was very much like a Rebels cartoon, man. It was very, very much like a Rebels cartoon. Could it have been better? Yeah, but for them to do a live action and get it to thing, it wasn't too bad for a first time. Maybe, and hopefully the second season kind of brings that punishment and brings that pain and gives us something that we've never seen before. I think the sword and the introduction of the magic, well, not the introduction, or just showing that in the magic situation they can do things like that and pull from those kind of things. Like I thought that was very cool. I like the spiritual part that the story is kind of opening up on, instead of it just being like space cowboys. Like it's space wizards, I guess you could say. Like there's like a sci-fi Lord of the Rings vibe that this planet is building off of, and I'm digging that. I dig it. So I'm kind of excited for the next season. The Balin character kind of really like, okay, because I'm trying to find positive parts in this film, and I think the Balin story of him going into the Mortis story and them saying, hey, you know what, we only gave you 3 episodes of this in the cartoon, like be prepared, we're gonna give you a whole fucking season of it. Like that's pretty cool. That's really, really fucking cool. So I can't wait. Really excited. Hope that it comes through. What do you got planned for the weekend?
Just hanging out, dude. Not much.
Anything fights, any sports, anything going on?
Got the Dallas Cowboys and 49ers on Sunday, so I'll be hanging out with a few friends on Sunday. But other than that, that's it, man.
Fuck, who are you taking?
I'm a Cowboys fan, dude.
I know you are, but are the 49ers doing good this year?
They're pretty good, yeah.
They're pretty good. I used to be a huge 49ers fan. Huge 49er fan. I'm talking like back in like 94, dude. I used to be a big Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Emmitt Smith, like all those guys. That was like my team back in the day. But when Troy Aikman, yeah. For 49ers, I was a huge 49er fan. So I don't even know why.
But he was a Cowboys though.
But I live in the fucking like literally like 8 hours away from the Dallas Cowboys at the time, the Dallas Cowboys stadium and shit.
Okay.
Like, but the 49ers, there was just something about it. And I was a big fan of the work of Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith. Okay. I thought their partnership and their understanding was like fucking phenomenal as a quarterback to a running back or a wide receiver. I thought it was amazing at the time. But I was destroyed and I never saw football ever again after Troy Aikman left to Kansas City.
Dude, you're talking about Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, yeah. My bad. Troy Aikman was a fucking.
You're talking about Cowboys.
Yeah. There you go. I'm telling you, I have not seen it in that long, dude.
Yo, bro, I am too tired for this, bro.
Joe Montana and Jerry Rice.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. My bad. I was talking about Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. That's how long I have not seen football, dude. I can't even get it right anymore. Joe Montana and Jerry Rice before Steve Young took over. Joe Montana left to Kansas City, and I was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
And I thought Joe Montana and Jerry Rice's communication and stuff was working. And that was during the time of Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith. Like that was like the rivalry back in the day. It was such a great football year.
It was. Well,
I hope it was a good game, man. I hope the Dallas Cowboys put through in this one, man. Like I know the 49ers have been pretty solid the last couple of years, but go Cowboys, or I don't know what you guys say now. Go team, go sports. Go sports.
You can stop.
You're like, just stop. Just stop. Yeah, dude, fuck that Bradley Martin guy too, man. Like I hope he gets his ass whooped. I hope Mike Perry gets his hands on him soon. What would you say, dude? Who do you think should take on that dude? He got offered a fucking 7-figure contract by Jake Paul to fight Mike Perry in a street fight. What do you think? Should he take it?
Couldn't care less.
Man. $1 million, dude. Should he take it?
I'd say
take it.
Yeah,
take it, but take it because he deserves the ass whooping. Well, Brian, I hope you have a fucking great weekend. I hope the Dallas Cowboys are good, and I hope you have a fucking awesome fucking football game, and you get to cheer and do all that shit. And by chance, I hope you maybe make it to the Dragon Ball Z thing at New York Comic Con. That'd be really, really cool. That would be really, really cool.
You would be the first person I notify.
Dude, I would be so excited for you. Just for no particular reason. I'd be like super, like I'd jump up and down, dude. I'll scream on the phone if you call me, dude. No, I'm not gonna do that. But I really, really hope you get an opportunity to go check it out. I think it'd be a cool event. And if you do, let us know, and maybe you can take pictures and show us what it's all about. And hopefully one day we all get to go out there. Everybody that came in to listen to the conversation today, I really appreciate every one of you. To all our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. We have a podcast page. We have a YouTube channel on every one of your applications that you listen to your podcast on, even Spotify. Our Average Boys podcast is there. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate every one of you. We hope you have a great weekend. Thank you guys for tuning in with us this Friday. We'll see you guys again here next Friday here on the Average Boys podcast. We hope you have a good weekend, and peace.